So if you guys have been paying attention for the last few weeks, you may or may not have noticed my background is a little different. It looks pretty similar, but it's slightly different. If you look today, Donovan's background is a little bit different. If you look at Mo, his background is a little bit different. We zoom them all out. Here we are in the same room.
I'm being held captive. Help!
We're back for another first in-person show of the season. We did the live stream at NBA opening night, but this is the first full episode in person.
That's true.
Yeah, special moment in the special room.
It is an interesting one because, as you guys see, this isn't the same room. A few weeks ago, I don't know, nobody really noticed. I mentioned it on a community post, but I moved. I no longer live in Los Angeles. We're here in my new home in Chicago.
What?
And now's as good a time to announce as any. Pretty soon, this is going to be our full-time setup. We are in the process of moving to being in-person full-time, and this will be the official TD3 studio.
Yep.
This will be the setup in my basement.
Yep.
The new home of the show.
Demon's home. We're here. We're here.
You in O-Block now?
Huh? That's not me. That's not me.
So I said we're in the process. I live here now. Is where we're recording from. Donovan and Mo don't live here yet. What we're going to do is, starting today, every 4 episodes, once a month, we're going to be here. They're going to fly in every single month. And then by the time the playoffs start, at the beginning of April, we're going to be in person full time. So, it's out there. People know now you have an official timer.
Yeah.
You have to live in Chicago by April.
Oh, we was gonna do that anyway. It's fine.
No backing out now. The people know.
Yep.
Here we are.
Yeah, man. Finally going to be in person full time. It feels like it's been so long. We wanted to do this for like a year and a half. It's finally happening.
3 seasons in.
Yeah.
We're on our 3rd season now.
That's
crazy.
Technically. But
It's
yeah.
wild. Yeah.
Is this our breakout season, might I say?
MIPs?
Oh.
What happened to narratives? I hate it.
Yeah, man. Same show, but in person all the time, starting in the playoffs. It's gonna be great, man. I don't got to deal with Wi-Fi. I don't got to deal with y'all uploading your files every night. It's gonna be special.
We've been cooked so many times because of trench Wi-Fi. It's not the case anymore. We have finally made it out. We had to collectively pull people out of the trenches. Now we're here.
People.
I'm polite. I'm a polite man.
Sounds real directed.
You live in the best neighborhood either.
To whom it may concern.
Yeah, man. Outside of the announcement of moving in person, outside of seeing the studio for the first time, which also isn't complete. It looks complete. There's a few more things. So by the time you guys see this in December, when they come back for the next in-person show, it's going to level up a little bit visually.
All right, I don't care anymore. Can we just talk about basketball?
There we go. As you guys see by the title, we are spending this episode to do the first power rankings of the season. Every team's played about 15 games, so it's like decent sample size. Yeah. But yeah, man, we're going to take a nice 30-team gauge of who we think are the best teams in the NBA right now, who are the goddamn stinkers, and rank them all 1 through 30.
Oh, yes.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Power rankings. It's been a minute since you did a list. I'm ready to just get to it.
Yeah. What do you guys... So... What's the criteria for this list? Let's go ahead and explain that very upfront, very clearly. I think we all operate on the same criteria, but every time we say that, it still gets fucking muddied, and we still all look at it differently.
I don't think we all operate on the same criteria.
No.
You think so? I have certain things that I value a little bit more than
I think
you,
me and Don operate on the same
so I'm
criteria, and then you go solo.
Nah, that's what you say, but really speaking, I'm just like, I think there's certain things where I value like in present time, but then also I'm like, okay, you're not really that guy, or you are really that guy. You're just not showing it right now. So
yeah, I think for this one, I tried to give credit to people who are playing well, because even though that I know that like once we get to the playoffs, they're probably either not going to be there or they're not going to be playing the way that they are right now. But that's kind of like my tiebreaker, which is like, if the season ended today, we have the standings. You guys go into the playoffs. Who's winning? Who do I think is best fit to survive the season, to survive the playoffs? That's kind of where my mindset was. And so there's some people where also, listen, at the bottom, you might have had a couple nice games. I see you for the fraud that you are, so I'm just going to put you at the bottom.
Yeah.
But that's kind of it.
Yeah, see, the thing is, it has to be representative of the 15 games that have happened so far. Yeah. No preconceived notions, no projecting. But you also don't want to just regurgitate the standings. It's not going to be like just putting an order of who has the most wins. So you got to apply some context on who you think is better, strength of schedule, underlying statistics, context, injuries, whatever it may be. But I definitely want to represent like just these 15 games.
Yeah.
So there's some teams that are really high, like top 6, 7, that if we do this in 40 games from now, I don't think they're going to be there. But they've earned the right to be there now just based on the sample size we have.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. But then also, I'm projecting it a little bit because I'm just like, I know that's not.
It's starting.
Really
It's starting.
There
You see it. You see it. You see the disclaimer.
Exactly.
Okay, well, if you guys are watching on YouTube, do us a favor. Drop a like or subscribe. audio platforms. Leave us a 5-star rating, leave a review, check out all the socials, check out all the merch, everything else, and let's jump straight into it.
The cranium is crazy. Oh my god.
I mean, I really don't know what to say.
Crayon eaters rejoice.
So every time we do a rankings, I never care that much about the graphic in terms of the order that the numbers are. And there's always comments asking me to do it in the reverse of the way I always do. Because I start at the top, it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going down. People are constantly begging us to start from the big number and go down. So we're finally doing that. We're giving you guys the graphic design principles you seek. Anyway, let's jump straight into the top 30. You had this look on your face.
Who cares? Well, I guess. And it's weird now because now the best team is going to be at the bottom of the screen.
Which is my rationale too, why I thought one made sense. But apparently a lot of people care. There's a ton of comments, every single list. And listen, they're the ones watching, so I'll give it to them.
Y'all got it. I'm not losing any sleep. So let's see.
I would have preferred everything at the bottom like how we usually do, and then start from bottom towards the top naturally. But if they want to look at it like that, okay.
Yeah, by all means, go for it.
Yeah.
So, revealing the first 5 now. As you guys know, we start from 30 and do blocks of 5 going down. My list is up first. I have, at number 30, the Philadelphia 76ers, worst team in the league right now. 29, the Utah Jazz. 28, the Washington Wizards. 27, the Toronto Raptors. And 26, the New Orleans Pelicans.
Not bad. First thing I would say, the Pelicans feel a little high.
A little high? Look who they're ahead of.
I understand.
Those teams all have 2 or 3 wins.
I understand, but like, I don't know. I don't really have the Pelicans too high. But
they just signed Elfrid Payton like 2 days ago
in 2024.
God hates them and hates all their fans.
In 2024,
nothing's going good for them. Their top 7 players are all injured, and I guess that's a tiebreaker. Is the 4 teams below them just like suck balls on purpose? Not on purpose. Suck balls like on their own accord, on their own merit.
Yeah.
And the Pelicans are destroyed by injuries, which
you can say that for Philly.
Paul George and Embiid have been back for 3 games, and they have looked exactly 0% better. So that's why I decided.
Well, Joel Embiid looks better. He jumped like 30 or 35 or something like that. So he played well.
But he also
and how'd the team look?
Exactly.
This isn't a Joel Embiid ranking. This is a Philadelphia 76ers
Paul
ranking.
George. Yeah. Paul George just got hurt again last night. Tyrese Maxey. They've played 6 minutes together as a big 3.
And again, I wasn't saying, I'm not saying the Pelicans are higher because of the injuries, but okay, they've looked decent-ish despite insane injuries, whereas the teams below them, obviously I don't got to explain Toronto, Washington, or Utah.
Yeah, they're all in the same boat together.
They're terrible. They're just worse while being moderately healthy. Okay, Philly, I put them there mostly out of spite.
Yeah, I know. That's the elephant in the room.
But before I did that, they were 28. So, like, I put them there last night, down to 30, because they just pissed me off once more, losing again. We're recording this on Thursday, so I'm talking about Wednesday when they lost and Paul George got injured again.
Yeah.
But they're horrible. They're 2-12. Like, I factored in the limited expectations and how much I hate them right now, but they're truly terrible. Paul George has looked truly terrible. He can't get by anybody. That knee was clearly bothering him, and I was injured again. Joel Embiid took a while to come back. He's just had a good scoring game. Hasn't looked super impactful. Hasn't looked like Joel Embiid. We know it's because of the injury recovery. But he hasn't been playing well at all. Their roster around them are geriatrics that Nick Nurse has to play because they're trying to win games and stay afloat. And it's a bunch of Eric Gordon, a bunch of terrible Andre Drummond minutes. Nothing looks good on that team.
Eric Gordon.
The only reason to rank them higher is because you liked them before the season started. And that's really it.
It's so incredibly hard to come back from, what are they, 2-12?
2-12.
Yeah, 2-12.
That's tough.
2-12. They're absolutely terrible.
They are like officially at the bottom of the conference right now.
Yes. I understand that wholeheartedly. And I understand what you're saying in terms of like everybody on the roster, except for Jared McCain.
Shout out Jared McCain. I should have put them higher because of Jared McCain. You're right.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. But everyone else literally sucks. And we were over here. I remember me specifically over here talking about how I loved every single offseason acquisition. And the Andre Drummond's of the world, like you said, Caleb Martins of the world, Kelly Oubre is playing insane hero ball. Like, there's nothing has been working outside of Jared McCain.
Yeah.
Now, I think naturally as time goes on, they have to get better. The more Joel Embiid, Jared McCain, and Tyrese Maxey gets together. Now, I think overall my long-term expectation for them, shambles. But I don't think they're literally the 30th best team in the NBA. Statistically, sure, but there's more to that.
Yeah. But that's all we're ranking.
That's very. Here's the thing: if you have the Sixers higher than 26, you are projecting massively.
And that's not the point of the list.
Yeah, because they do belong in this range right now. Because for everything we've said, like whether it be because of injuries, whether it be because of just the way people are playing at the current time, they don't have a lot of wins. And the East is not a good conference. It's like a couple good teams and everybody else is either at 500 or under 500. And if you can't get wins in that conference, playing that schedule, you are truly trash.
Yeah. And again, the point of the list, doing a power ranking is you look at what's happened so far. For tiebreakers, you apply a little bit of context and do things, but if you put them any higher than 26, then you're just not showing respect to the sample size we have, because there's no way in fuck they can be anywhere close to the top 20.
Exactly. Okay.
They're absolutely horrible.
That's hilarious.
I can see that though.
Okay, we're going to go to the next one. We'll go relatively quickly through this bottom 5.
Who's next?
Next up, we got Mo.
Okay, so at 30, I have the Utah Jazz, 28 Washington, Portland at 29 Washington, 28 Portland, 27 Toronto, 26 Chicago.
Okay, Chicago's been better than this. I think I don't like Chicago.
They don't deserve that.
It's Chicago. I mean, they're entertaining. They're entertaining bare minimum.
I know what it is. I know what it is. With Chicago, when you watch them, you have to be locked in on what Josh Giddey's doing, because he's not playing well, right? And to be nice, and if he is your entire like representative, then yes, you probably are one of like the 5 worst teams. They're better than this.
See, I'm locking on the wrong player. You're probably right. They maybe are a little bit better than this. Tier above. Cool.
Barely though, barely. We're not going to war for the Bulls.
I'm not going to war. Mainly, I'm looking at Patrick Williams and how sad I am about him. I could look at the Toronto Raptors and the Chicago Bulls and be like, wow, bro, like look at Zach LaVine. He's reminding everyone that he's like an all-star S type of player.
Yeah.
Vucci man, Nikola Vucevic having one of the best seasons in like the last 4 or 5 years personally.
He's having by far the most efficient year of his career. Like,
he's dominating inside. He's shooting extremely well from the 3-point line. He was non-existent, like useless as possible from the 3-point line last year. And with all that being said, I still have them at 26 because when I see this product, it's still cooked. It's entertaining to see some of the vets still playing with how they are, but at the same time too, I'm just like, you're not really doing too much.
Yeah.
Enough for me to move you higher.
That's fair. I mean, like Portland at 28. Again, we all came into the season thinking Portland sucks and they're not going to be good long term. They've been playing better than some of these teams above them. They've been winning games. Klingon looks really good. Shaden Sharp came in, had a scoring punch right away. We're not going to talk about Scoot Henderson, but I don't feel good about it. But their vets and Klingon have been performing well enough that they're not 28 right now.
Yeah, I think. Okay, I think.
But again, I'm not going to war for Portland.
Okay.
I don't games. I actually beat my Hawks the other day.
Oh, I hate this.
The defense has been better. That's what they've tried to hang their hat on.
Shout out Klingon.
Like identity.
Klingon had a game the other day with 8 blocks. Like
he's so good.
He's out here, and it's so nice because as soon as he got drafted, you completely understood. Like, okay, DeAndre Ayton is out of there. Like he's not going to be there, and you have your center of the future. And so for Portland, seeing Klingon be this good this early is exactly what you want to see, because now you have flexibility, and the fact that you have Klingon there, the fact that you have Rob Will, you can go further into your tank and still have your 2 guys. Like again, Shaden Sharp has been playing well. You can have him in the backcourt. Klingon is good, and now you can continue to accumulate assets. Go ahead, fire Chauncey. Get a real head coach in there, and you can be on the path to somewhat successful in the next couple of years, having that kind of defensive infrastructure with Klingon. I like that.
Washington, I want to put Washington higher because the first 5 games, I was like, wow, I'm like loving this Washington tank experience. And then Kyle Kuzma came back from injury, and everything crashed and burned because he is taking his 25 shots a night, getting his numbers, trying to keep getting paid and beat Kyle Kuzma. And Bilal Coulibaly went from averaging 20 points a game, looking like a breakout guy, to doing a whole lot of this in the corner while Kyle Kuzma dribbles. And it's a horrible experience. They need to trade those veterans tomorrow, as soon as they can. December 15th, whatever the number is for each veteran. Ship them anywhere else besides Washington so we can get back to seeing the young guys cook.
Yeah, I agree. Things need to be realigned. Similar to Toronto, they actually have like a very respectable tank year because you see the process starting to form. The roots are starting to be built, and then they went away from that. So
they're having the best tank year of all time, I think. They have like 7 losses where they're leading for most of the game and losing crunch time. That's precisely what you want to see from a tanking team. 3 quarters of hooping, building good habits, and then losing it all in the end because of DeMar DeRozan or whatever goes clutch on you. That's perfect for a tanking team.
With some sprinkles of hope for the future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Ochai Agbaji looks like one of the best up-and-coming 3-and-D wings in the league. RJ Barrett's passing well. Grady Dick. I think Grady Dick's going to be like, maybe not an all-star, but
Right
like,
below that. Yeah.
I can he be CJ McCollum? Or
I was thinking like Bojan Bogdanovic on the Brooklyn Nets, the dude who don't play no more.
Bojan? Yeah.
Bojan. Yeah, the dude who don't play no more.
Yeah, and he's
He
like
could be
Utah
that
years.
level of good.
Yeah, he had some
Yeah.
Utah years. He averaged 20. No, I think he'd be better than Bojan, actually. I think
Maybe a little bit better.
he has some like all-star tendencies. Like his floor right now is like what Tyler Hero is doing this year, I think. Who's like not an all-star, but like high-level role player, just below all-star, sub-all-star level. Grady Dick is going to be that, I think.
Borderline potential all-star.
Exactly.
That's the
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
One of the best role guys, one of the best scorers that's not good enough to be an all-star. And every year, the crazy fans in Toronto are going to be clamoring for him, trying to get his recognition.
Yeah.
That's going to be Grady Dick pretty soon.
I like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see
Who's my
Donovan's.
5? I have the Pelicans at 30. I have the Jazz at 29. I have Washington at 28. Philly at 27. Toronto at 26.
Why are the Pelicans so low?
Man,
30?
they have nobody. They have nobody. They are like, I think their ranking for me is 100% the 15 game sample size. Where it's like,
Yeah.
you guys don't have a legitimate NBA roster right
Who's
now.
out right now for them?
Everybody.
Every
Everybody.
player you could think of that's good on that team is out.
Is Zion playing?
No.
CJ McCollum.
No.
Fuck no.
Herb Jones.
Hell no.
Trey Murphy.
God
No.
no.
DeJounte Murray.
No,
No.
goddamn well he's not.
Jose Alvarado's out. Like,
That's 6 players.
There's a 7th one too. I'm forgetting who it is. They're missing their top 7 guys.
I can't remember.
Who am I blanking out on?
Yeah, I'm blanking.
I can't remember. I can't remember.
Damn,
can't
that's
read
tough. That's tough.
But yeah,
six
so they
deep
don't-
is insane.
They don't have NBA caliber. No, I'm not gonna say that, but they don't have like a real.
Brandon
real
Ingram's
roster.
out too.
Yes.
Damn. That's
So-
He might be back though. I don't think his was super long term.
Dude, that's dope.
So yes, that's why I have them at 30. But Utah 29, yeah, Washington 28. We've already seen that. Philly, I'm gonna give them a little bit of grace because yes, they do suck, but Maxey coming back, like they still have things that they can look forward to.
Yeah.
To where at by Christmas, if people come back, maybe by New Year All-Star break, they can be in the race for the play-in. They could be
Easily,
trying
yeah.
to fight for the 10 seed. So I think that they can be there. And then Toronto, for everything that you said, they play well they play well. And it's just 12 minutes a game where they're, getting dusted, but you watch them and it's not a bad experience. They are one of the, the better bad teams in the league. And if like they also have stuff, to look forward to. So I like Toronto. They're not bad. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm putting them at 26.
Okay.
Man, Philly is so terrible. We're gonna do this halfway through the season, and then before the playoffs start, we do 3 power rankings a year. I can guarantee you Philly's gonna be in the top 20 by the halfway season one.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
But right now, like they are so embarrassing.
But like this can change in a week. There's 3 straight wins.
We're not
and then
ranking in a
boom,
week.
they're back in, and then boom, they're back in the mix.
Sure, but we're ranking today, and it's what we've seen so far just this year. That's the power ranking, and what we've seen is not pretty at all.
We're already getting leaks from inside the camp. We're already getting podcast episodes about leaks inside the camp.
Oh my God.
It's not a good situation. Nick Nurse is out here in press conferences saying like, yeah, this team is not tough. They don't have a lot of effort. Like none of this is positive. And it's a complete 180 from where we were 15 games into the season last year with Philly. And while I was low on Philly because I didn't believe that Embiid could stay healthy. I didn't believe that Paul George could stay healthy. I didn't think it was going to be like this. 2-12 is crazy. 2-12 is ridiculous. That they are in the conversation to be, eligible for the number 1 pick, and that's wild.
Yeah.
Shout out Cooper Flag. Him, Jerry McCain, and Max are gonna look great when they trade those old guys.
Yep.
That's tough. Do they even have their pick this year?
They do. Let's go to the next one, top 25. Donovan, who was your
Alright.
25 through 21?
At 25, I have the Portland Trailblazers. 24, I have the San Antonio Spurs. At 23, I have the Milwaukee Bucks. 22,
Ouch.
I have the Charlotte Hornets. And at 21, the Chicago Bulls.
Can you believe we're ranking the Philadelphia 76ers in the bottom 5 and the Bucks in the bottom 10? How the mighty have fallen. Not even mighty. How the theoretically mighty have fallen.
Oh my! Not even for Milwaukee. They weren't championship level last year. They still won games.
They won 50 games or something like that.
Yeah, and we knew whenever they fired Adrian Griffin, like Yes, you guys are third in the East. Yes, you guys are winning games. But the way in which you guys are playing, that style is not sustainable to win a championship. So that's why you have to get out of here.
Weren't they the 2 seed when they fired Adrian Griffin?
Probably.
I think they were really good.
Probably. And so it's not even theoretical. They were a solid team. And now we can't see anything from them. No. And I watched them and they've gotten, a couple wins under their belt. It's so discouraging though.
I rank them a little bit higher than you did though. I won't spoil where it is, but they're better than the record states, I think. I think it's been really disastrous. And especially the games that missed Dame. And even the games that had Dame for those first 5 games were piss poor. They've lost a lot of really close games in the same way that the Mavericks have. Mm-hmm. That once the sample size evens out, all their underlying statistics, their net rating, all their individual offense, defensive ratings, I think they're better than the record indicates.
And when we get to that point, I have no problem doing that. But I also think that, especially if you have Dame and Giannis, I'm not even talking about a championship ceiling. You should be able to go into the Eastern Conference and you shouldn't be losing games like this. Now, in their defense, they've lost some games that they 100% should not have lost to, and it wasn't their fault. It was because of officiating. It's because of foul calls, and they've had game winners on hit on them. So fine, but it's still not a great situation.
But why are they below Chicago? Chicago's 6-10. Milwaukee's 6-9.
Listen, I'm predicting. They're just Chicago. I had such low expectations for them, and I watched them, and I'm like, okay, you guys aren't bad. It's fine.
They're 6-10.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Charlotte's 5-9, by the way.
I would.
Milwaukee.
I'm looking at this. I would actually take Charlotte over Chicago. I would flip that. But
I don't care about that. I think about Milwaukee should probably be above both of them.
Oh no, I don't care about that. no, I think no.
I mean, I don't know, because when I look at Charlotte and I look at Chicago, I'm like, they're playing good basketball and they're trying to set up their best players in the best situation. I don't know about Charlotte just a little bit because there's little weird things going on in that camp right now. Mm-hmm. But it's just Milwaukee. They've had a lot, like you said, Isaac, they had a lot of sloppy wins and they're consistently fighting for their life, no matter what the scenario is, whether it be Dame or Giannis is on the court or one of them are on the court or whatever it is. They're just not playing consistent basketball on any level. And as for a team like the Charlotte Hornets, I think you're perfectly fine putting them there because they are trying to maximize certain things. Now, I will say their coach a little weird in terms of how he is trying to progress Brandon Miller. He hasn't led up to expectations at all, and it looks like it's not up to his decision or anything like that. It's just the position that he's being put into. I think he's taking a lot less mid-range shots in terms of catch and shoot numbers too. He's taking a lot more of those. He's not necessarily a catch and shoot player. He's someone who needs rhythm off the dribble in order to, get his shit off, and he hasn't been able to do that just yet.
Well, you know what tree he's from. He's from the from the Boston tree. He's from the Missoula school.
Yeah, and I think Brandon Miller should try making threes. I think that'd be nice.
It would be nice.
I think he should make the shots. That'd be lovely.
It would be nice. But that's kind of the influence with him. But you see Charlotte and they play hard. I like watching them play. I think that they compete, and I don't mind them.
This is such a so I feel like from what you guys have both just described, this is simply expectations for both teams. We're talking about Charlotte. They play hard. They put the guys in position to succeed. Milwaukee's struggling. They just beat Charlotte, and they just had a good win over the Rockets. Their version of struggling is still better than Charlotte's version of getting it out of the mud. They're still the better team, even though we expected more from Milwaukee.
They beat Charlotte, but they're fighting for their goddamn life to go ahead and beat Charlotte, dude. Actually, no, I think Charlotte beat them.
Oh, you're right. No, Charlotte beat them. Charlotte did beat them.
And that was one of that was the game where they called the foul on Giannis.
Right.
Yeah, Charlotte should have lost that game.
You're right.
But they didn't. So
no, Charlotte
I can agree with your Charlotte.
Charlotte beat them, and the next day they beat the Rockets by 1 point because Sengun dropped the ball going out of bounds.
So it's bro, these type of wins are nasty. They're not playing respectable, organized basketball. It just feels like YMCA ball. I'm walking into LA Fitness and I see super talented dudes, but these dudes are not on the same page whatsoever.
Still, Charlotte and Chicago. Milwaukee over the last 6 games has been defending really well. I'll give them that. Their defensive rating has been top 5 the last 6 games, which is, I would say their biggest problem, but it's not because their offense also sucks. And over those past 6 games where they looked a lot better, their offense has not been good. But they're at least finding an identity and they're defending really well. And they actually have a positive net rating over his last 6 games. For the season, they're fucking neutral. I think it's minus -0.3. So they've been truly mid. But they're rounding into shape more. And I don't think Charlotte or Chicago have positive momentum at all. They haven't really been better over the last 5 games.
I like where your ranking is. I do have Charlotte lower than Milwaukee because I'm just looking at Milwaukee. I'm just like, there's no way this style of basketball continues on. They've been better as of late. I think they won like 2 or 3 straight games. So the luck and just natural talent on their way, their roster, they're going to fall into win. So I'm like, I know who you are. You're not 23rd. You're better than Charlotte, Chicago, and you're not in this range.
They haven't shown it.
They have. I just think it's like a little bit of luck, calls, and like,
You shouldn't be in that position in the first place.
They shouldn't.
Again, we're comparing them to Charlotte and Chicago, though. We're not saying they should be top 10. They just should be better than these shitters who are just worse than them. But okay. My 5 from 25 to 21.
Whew.
I have the Portland Trailblazers at 25, the Charlotte Hornets at 24, the Chicago Bulls at 23, the Brooklyn Nets at 22, and the Indiana Pacers at 21.
Wow, you have the Indiana Pacers at 21.
Yeah, because they fucking suck. They are so mid. And before the season, when we did our rankings episode, I had the Magic above the Pacers for the week we planned it. And the last day before we recorded, I was like, man, Indiana's coming off of a strong playoff run. They empowered their young guards. Nembhard looked good. Not that he's young, but TJ McConnell looked good. He was doing his thing. A year with Siakam and Tyrese that really have a full summer to get on the same page. Tyrese has to get better. He's going to be healthy. Surely they'll be better than so-and-so and so-and-so. They've been none of those things. They have been absolutely outright terrible. Tyrese Halliburton has been so bad that people are theorizing that the problem is that when he goes on the road, he can't play well because his bed isn't comfortable enough for his back. Shout out Jackson Frank. I love Jackson Frank a lot. One of my favorite followers on Twitter. He's a great writer. They're talking about his back injury that he has now. And then Jackson Frank was like, makes total sense to me that poor beds on the road lead to poor performance from a guy with a back injury. Yeah. And he might be right.
No, he's not.
He's
he's not trolling at all. But there might be something to that it's harder to play on the road whenever you're dealing with an injury. But the fact that he's playing so bad, we got to talk about his bed is outrageous. Like,
I mean,
there should be so many.
Do you think that the Pacers are staying at like the Ramada? Like, what are we doing? They're staying in good hotels. Like,
that's not something I give a fuck about. And it does seem like he has a back injury, which was underreported. He's like putting a back thing on when he's on the sidelines grimacing, and that would explain why he's so horrible as a scorer now. But nevertheless, he is absolutely horrible as a scorer. They haven't been clicking at all offensively. They're 16th in offensive rating right now. The whole algebra for this team to be competitive was that they're going to be a top 3 offense like they were early last year. And they're just going to run and gun because, goddamn well they don't got the defenders to be really great on that end. And they've done nothing well. They're so bad. Miles Turner, I was going to say he should be on fraud watch, but I don't think there's a watch.
His stats are so fake.
I think he needs to be fraud stamped. I think he needs a stamp, like just right there, like it's clear as day. He used to be such a good shot blocker and was talked about as one of the most underrated defenders in the league. He is so easy to dominate for these other big men that have a little bit of strength. Alperen Sengun destroyed him the other day, just putting his shoulder in his chest and dominating him down low. The Pacers are 29th in offensive rebound percentage. They are. Let me see. I wrote all this.
I think they're 20. Yeah, they're the 29th best rebounding team in general.
Yeah,
they're so bad.
They're 26th in foul rate, so they foul a lot. They don't get offensive rebounds. They're 26th in rim volume allowed. So if you want to drive to that rim, you're gonna get there every goddamn time. Miles Turner is not stopping you.
Can I do it?
You probably can. Just put your shoulder down, put it in Nembhard chest.
Okay.
Yeah, they're 16th in offense and 25th in defense. And they're 27th in three-point rate. If this team is not going to shoot a lot of threes,
what are we doing?
What was the point of this team?
What are we? Yeah, because at that point you're actually playing like 7th grade JV ball.
Yeah.
Where like these guys can't take threes and we're just running up and down for cardio in 5th period. The expectation for them, I think I was lower on them than you guys were because, again, no shot, but like their run was very like 2021 Atlanta Hawks-ish.
Yeah, and so, it was easy.
But
ish.
God, you really, really felt like they could at least be in the middle of the mix. And the fact with a lot of these Eastern Conference teams, I'm so disappointed because all of you guys are trash. Like the whole conference is wide open, and the fact that teams with talent like Tyrese, like Pascal, like Benedict Mathurin is hooping. He's getting buckets right now, and the fact that you can't capitalize on that and stack up wins like that.
Pascal Siakam is hooping his ass off right now, shooting like 40% from 3 on like 4 or 5 attempts a game. He's wildly efficient. This is one of the best versions of Pascal Siakam that we've witnessed.
See, the thing is,
and it doesn't matter.
You guys are naming players who the problem was never their scoring. Nobody ever doubted Benedict Mathurin's ability to put the ball in the bucket. Is he passing well? No. Is he rebounding well? No. Is he defending well? No.
Well, none of the blame
Sure.
belongs on him.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
it starts and ends with Tyrese Halliburton.
Well-
when you talk about the Indiana Pacers,
It kind of
Pascal
does, yeah.
Siakam's not the issue. Benedict Mathurin's not the issue too. It's
Yeah, no.
all the rest of those
What's
guys.
Tyrese
that
No,
shooting?
what
like
I'm
work
saying
hard.
Tyrese
is, I'm not
shooting
saying
on
they're
me?
the issue.
Yeah.
I'm saying that their highlights, people are doing well, don't fix any of their weaknesses because they have good scorers that are scoring well, but it's not enough for any of their weaknesses that they need to be covered up with by their best players. Like, even if Tyrese Halliburton was shooting well, they need strong defenders there to hide him because even at his best, he's not going to be a good defender. And it's great that Benedict Mathurin can score his way into being in the lineup. If he's not going to be a good wing defender, it's hard for him to make them a lot better when they have these deficiencies. And Siakam's like getting younger. His defense hasn't been particularly impressive.
Yeah, but I think what you said earlier about them is correct. This whole thing only works if we're getting up threes and if we're making threes, and it works a hell of a lot better if Tyrese Halliburton is shooting 40% from three on high volume rather than 28% from three. And so if that's the key to unlocking the Pacers, we're probably not going to see the Pacers back in the second round. We're probably not going to see them back in the conference finals unless Tyrese resubscribes to his superstar, play style.
Yeah,
They're 24th in transition points added.
that's not them.
They don't even run well.
They don't have an identity.
They don't do a single thing well right now.
Something that I'll say is that I think they saw all the commotion going on last year. Oh my gosh, like you guys are on this insane run, but this style of basketball will not last. And it proved to do that once they went ahead and faced against the Boston Celtics. They got ran out the building.
Yeah.
And I think Rick Carlisle felt the pressure like, okay, we got the guys, got Tyrese Halliburton, another scorer who can slow things down and be better in the half court and all that. Great. And I think he ran way too far away from what made them special as a team. And I get it. I understand it. But at the same time, so you have to put what you have in front of you, which is Tyrese Halliburton, in the best situation possible. And all these other players too. The Obi Toppins of the world and all that.
Yeah, they just don't have a lot of good defenders in their team. Their most used lineup so far this season is Halliburton, Ben Shepherd, Benedict Mathurin, Siakam, and Turner. How many good defenders in that lineup? Miles Turner is not a good defender anymore.
Yeah.
Siakam is fine defender. He's not as impactful as he once was with his bigger offensive role. He's pushing 30.
He shouldn't be the best defender on your team.
At all. And not even, he shouldn't be the only defender on your starting lineup.
Yeah.
Like, shout out Ben Shepherd. I like Ben Shepherd a lot. He's not Caruso. He can't be out here carrying the defense by himself with Siakam. Like, it's just not a good defensive lineup, and it shows. It's a 115 defensive rating and a 116 offensive rating, which is not good. Like, if that's your best lineup, your most used lineup, and you have a 1 net rating, you're screwed.
Yeah, they pissed me off,
And they're missing the Andrew Nemhards of the world and then
which is tough.
the Aaron Naismiths of the world too. Because he was a demon.
Naismith is the big one. Naismith is the big
demon.
one.
He was a demon. And so they're feeling that. Their identity just cooked right now.
Yeah.
And
They need Naismith to be their best perimeter defender.
yeah.
And they need Miles Turner to figure out how to play defense again. Or they love Miles Turner, so they don't want to get rid of him. But I find it hard to believe you're going to win with your 1-5 being Halliburton and Miles Turner.
If I was the Indiana Pacers, I would threaten to confiscate his Lego collection. If there's anything
You have
that
to do
know
something.
about a grown
You have to do
man,
something.
You
Man.
cannot touch his prized possession.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see Mo's 5 before we move on.
All right, so my next 5 are the Brooklyn Nets at 25, 24 the Spurs, 23 Pelicans, 22 Charlotte, and 21 the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, this is where the projection begins with the Pelicans. Eh?
Yeah, they're bad, but I know Brandon Ingram and all them boys are just going to get in there and just roll into a few wins. Similar to how you projected the Milwaukee Bucks a little bit
I didn't project
higher.
them.
Huh?
I didn't project with them.
Well, they're terrible, and if we're going with the true spirit of a power ranking, they should be in this range. I didn't put them there because I'm I know who you are a little bit, and similar to you, you didn't put them there as well. So with the New Orleans Pelicans, I'm applying the same concept with them. I know they're terrible. I don't think they're gonna really make the play-in either this year, and I think there's not much room or space for you to recoup those wins. So they're at 23 for me.
I just think that they're just having such a filler season
Yeah.
where it's so hard to actually have a real conversation about this team and about the things that they do because again they don't have their top 7 guys. That's the Knicks whole rotation. It's 7 guys, and to not have that available is wild. And so it's very hard. Also, they can't be above the Nets.
I should put the Nets higher. That's one thing I feel really bad about right now.
And I wouldn't say, you projected with them because you'll see an entirely different team. The Bucks have the same record as Brooklyn, Chicago, Charlotte. They all have the same record. So I hardly projected putting them a couple spots higher. They're all pretty much tied.
Mm-hmm.
Pelicans, They do have 4 wins, which is surprising given their current roster construction. So shout out them for only having 2 less wins than
on
Brooklyn.
any given night.
That's
You
nasty.
can win in the league, but it's tough.
But yeah, you're really like, you haven't seen the team. So like it's entirely projection because you haven't seen a single game with a full roster.
I mean, I've seen like ebbs and like snippets of Zion and what he's doing, which is
What?
not
5 minutes?
very special necessarily.
You seen 5 minutes?
I've seen DeJounte
You've seen a
Murray.
TikTok edit of
Hell no.
Zion season, and that's it. That's everything.
And there's literally nothing to go off of with the Pelicans when you're talking about who they can be as a team. We haven't seen a single minute.
I see talent on their roster and they're gonna roll
there
into
you go
wins. It's
on
that simple.
on their paper.
Yeah, I see talent. They're not there, but I know in a couple of days from now or whenever
You're
they're
playing
supposed to be
2K
back,
with them.
then it's gonna happen.
But also, they won't be in a couple days now. These are
Yeah.
long-term injuries. They're fucked for a
Jose
long time.
Alvarado, oh, he's gone for a long time.
They're all
too.
gone for a long time.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna show as time goes on just a little bit. That they're
You got
gonna roll
it.
into
No, I
some
agree
wins.
with you. And if we're projecting, it
agree.
makes total sense.
Yeah, and that's like the premise of my thing, which is like
Okay.
important to keep in mind. It's like, okay, like you're gonna stand.
Talk to us about your guys though at 21.
The Hawks.
Yeah, why you have them so low?
So their season was cooked just a little bit off the first two weeks, 1.5 weeks or whatever, because just primarily injuries. DeAndre Hunter was out, Bogdanovich was out. Then there were times where Jalen Johnson in and out the lineup too. We're just missing a lot of depth. And when you think about the Hawks, you're like, okay, defense is not going to be that great, but hey, their offense must be productive. It's currently not. Yeah, exactly. I think they're like the 16th or 17th best offense in the NBA right now. And that's just not cutting it for a team that is scarce in terms of like real defensive firepower outside of the Dyson Daniels of the world. As much as we love him and he's like one of the best unexpected stories in the entire NBA, he's not enough to save this team. Trae Young, though, isn't. Him specifically, he's been struggling shooting the ball in general. I think so far this year he's shooting like 38% from the field and 35% from the three-point line, which is all right. But him as a scorer and just simply putting the ball in the basket, it feels like he's almost been overtaxed just a little bit because there's so many times where in the half court, like he passes the ball to someone like Jalen Johnson, and Jalen Johnson is like, this is only my like real second year being like the guy. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna pass it back. My
Deer in
bad's not
headlights.
that deep. Yeah, exactly. So Trae's just struggling on all fronts, whether it be in the paint or whether it be just even like pull up. Like his pull up numbers are atrocious right now, I believe.
Yeah, it's his inside game is absolutely terrible. Like the 3-point shot is at 35%.
Cool.
We've seen him be up and down. He has literally for the past 4 years, he went from 39 to 34 to 38, 35. He's an up and down 3-point shooter. At his volume, you know it's still impactful. Mid-range is really low because that floater range, which is short mid,
Yeah.
33%. Usually his floater is a staple of his game. He's never going to be good at the rim. Past 3 years, 54, 56, and 53% at the rim. He's a small guard. That's bad. That's like Fred VanVleet numbers. But look at his fucking frame. He's never going to be finishing through contact. He makes up for it normally because his floater range is impeccable, 47% and 46%. This year is 33%. He has not had that touch inside. Maybe like you're saying, the offensive scheme hasn't been super good because they've been missing Bogdanovich. And so I've been saying past few weeks, they need him healthy. If Bogdan's not there, they have like 0 other guys that can dribble. And as great as Trae Young is, only person that can succeed in that scenario where you have one guy who can dribble and nobody else
Luka?
is like Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Because he's huge and can finish through and around defenders.
Yeah.
Trae Young has physical limitations that if you throw double teams at him, that's always been a way to slow him down. We've seen playoff collapses over the years. Remember when Miami Heat just doubled the shit out of him on pick and rolls and blitzed him? He's small. He has certain limitations that he can't overcome. And you're seeing that. Their roster just makes it really difficult for him.
Yeah. And DeAndre Hunter, he's really our second best offensive player in terms of just like putting the ball in the basket and scoring, but he's consistent like in and out.
That's an
year,
embarrassing sentence, by the way.
What?
Exactly.
That DeAndre Hunter is your second best offensive player? Fucking kill me.
Yeah, I know. That's just where we are.
He should
In terms of putting the ball in the basket, that's where we are. He's not our second best player, but in terms of putting the ball in the basket, that's what he is. And for him to be like consistently in and out as well just kills consistent hope. Now, I will say I like this team still because we actually have a vision and we're like doing productive things in Atlanta. That's the first time I've been able to say that in like 3 years.
Okay.
What's the goal right now for the Hawks? So let's say they stay around this midpoint by the deadline. Are they trying to do like a quasi rebuild? Like, would they make a trade for a guy to be a little better, or are they trying to like tank for a year?
I think right now the biggest thing for them is that they need to figure out their center position because Clint Capella is just simply not cutting it. He's top 10 in the entire NBA in terms of touches in the paint, and he's by far in a way the most or second most inefficient big. So it's like he's the issue. He's not going to be a great rim protector or paint protector, whatever you want to call it, just a useful defender. It's all cooked. There's only so many defensive liabilities that we can have on this team. And if he's going to be like, if he's going to have stone hands in the paint while also just like letting guys just do their thing or whatever, run around him, it's tough. We need to get rid of you. And then that also like goes back to Onyeka Okongwu when we were talking about him, I think, on TD3 Tuesdays.
Last live stream.
6 p.m. Eastern time. Tune in.
To see me slander Onyeka Okongwu.
Yeah. No, he was not that guy. And so when you have those two cold sores on your team.
You say cold sores?
Yeah, it's like it's there. Like I like the infrastructure of this team, but that's not that's not a nice look at all.
Yeah. Onyeka's just not the savior position that it seemed like he could be. He could be again so far. I've never been out on him because the vision of what he looks like he could be is so high that I want to see it happen one day. I want to see him be this very mobile.
Listen, I'm a Hawks fan. You can be out.
Switching defender that can be a guy who can switch on the perimeter and still give you good vertical rim protection at the rim. Be a good passing hub. Have some ability to take the ball off the dribble. All the stuff that you expect from an undersized big. Mm-hmm. He's not that good at anything.
I'm here to pull you out of the trenches. It's okay.
There's always players that people fall in love with early.
Yeah.
And you don't even fall in love with the player. You fall in love with the idea of the player.
Exactly.
And once you start getting into like year 5 and year 6, it's very rare that you see people completely like morph and turn into that specific player. And also the fact that like the Hawks have been needing a player like him. It's not like he's just been, miscast and done all this stuff. He has been in a position where they need the skills that a player like him should have, and he hasn't stepped up.
He hasn't stepped up. How hard is it to surpass someone like Clint Capella in the starting lineup? The keys are right there. It's been given to him, thrown to him, to the point to where Quinn Snyder last year made him start to shoot like a little bit more threes than he's been doing. He's been pulling consistently every game. When I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, like if he can let alone do that on a slightly above average level, 32% starting center. He can't even do that on a consistent basis. You can't surpass Clint Capella offensively?
I'm going to guess 27?
23% for the year right now.
Yeah, you can't even do that at an okay level. Clint Capella, I can name 40 bigs offensively who's better than him. You can't do that?
All right, let's move on before we give Mo an aneurysm. Let's move on to the top 20 through 16. Mo, you're up first. Who do you got?
At number 20, I have the Detroit Pistons. Okay. 19, Philly. 18, I have the Indiana Pacers. 19, contain yourself, my boy. 19,
I can't.
Philly.
I can't.
18, Indiana. 17, I got Miami. And 16.
I'm so sorry. I keep seeing these lists, and every time I'm just like, man. I'm like, I'm trying to be respectful.
I tried to do, but I saw Philly at 19.
Yeah.
The fuck are we doing?
Yeah, Philly.
Not my bad.
I believe in you guys to a certain extent. Now, if there was no Jared McCain in existence, then I'd be like, but these other 28, 29, 30, 34, get them off the list in general. Jared McCain's there. His TikToks, very entertaining as of late.
A lot of aura from that man.
The vlogs, you tune on to those?
Very good.
Very good. His editors and his whole team, amazing. Let alone with that, I think 19 suits him at a great place. Joel Embiid had the best game of the season so far.
Okay, so we're going off of one game of Joel Embiid, Jared McCain TikToks, and really just Jared McCain for 19.
If I was a Pistons fan, I would fucking DDoS you.
Why?
Because you put the 2-12 Philadelphia 76ers above my up-and-coming promising Detroit Pistons who have won 7 games.
I love the Detroit Pistons.
300% of the wins of the Philadelphia 76ers.
300% is hilarious. I love the Pistons. I love what they're doing. This is no disrespect to them.
350% actually.
No, it's actually massive disrespect.
No.
It just is.
Love them.
The Sixers are, in whatever context that you want to say, whether projecting or not, they're a bad basketball team right now. And the fact that somebody who is a game under 5 or 2 games under 500 like the Pistons are in the same 1-2 below the Sixers, who we said before have all the drama on the court, off the court, all that stuff. That's a bit much for me.
It's the 6 seed versus the 15 seed. And seeding doesn't matter much right now, but
yeah.
Again, it's just the difference of projection versus not projection.
Yes.
But I don't even think at this point you can project Philadelphia to be 19th. I think even that, if we're playing,
definitely don't put words in my mouth. I definitely do think they're gonna eventually be 19th.
No.
Will it be like next week or 2 weeks from now? No, I think my goal was like, okay, I want this list to last at least like 3 weeks or so, and I think once time goes on, eventually, hopefully, it'll be closer to that range.
Okay, so in
I will bet you anything in 3 weeks.
we can come back to this and we can check in on Philly. And if Philly is not the 19th best team in the league, we're flaming you.
Don't mean 19, 20. Can you be around that range? Could you be as good as the Detroit Pistons?
No.
I hope so.
I wish. I want to see them thrive.
They're not the Pistons.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the crazy part is that I can say a sentence like that, and it's funny, but it's real. Like they're just not they're not as good of a basketball team as the Pistons are.
Especially with Paul George getting hurt again. Like there's no
Paul George
finalized
being
version.
hurt in my mind makes them a better team at this point. That's how bad he's been so far.
Eric Gordon is gonna play there instead.
Listen, man, if there's anything that Eric Gordon's gonna do, bare minimum, he's not gonna stand there and shoot. That's all we need. We don't need the offense to disrupt it at this point in time. All right.
Oh man, I want to believe. Okay, so if they get fully healthy and Joel Embiid looks like Joel Embiid by the end of the season, there is a good team in there. But as every day goes by, it becomes less likely that we're ever going to see that team in any way that matters before they're out of playoff contention. Because at this point, Maxey isn't even healthy yet. Joel doesn't.
Embiid got hurt twice last night,
and he still doesn't look that good. He had a good
Exactly.
scoring game, but he still has not had a game where he looks like Joel Embiid. That part we'll be patient with. I think that's the part in 3 weeks he'll probably look like Joel Embiid.
And that's all that matters, really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Some other stuff matters.
In terms of,
matters.
When it comes to how good Joel Embiid being bottom barrel of the Eastern Conference, if he is who he is, naturally they're gonna roll into wins.
Sure.
What? And they've done that in the past.
Yeah, but now they have $50 million of salary dedicated to Paul George, who is either looking old or being hurt. So
That's a tough
he's not
conversation.
Jokic. He can't carry anybody. He needs a competent supporting cast around him. And sure, if Maxey and McCain are firing on all cylinders and we see them together, both healthy, both playing their games, and it looks as good as we hope, then I can see them rising up. But we still have to assume that McCain can keep it up with Maxey there in the lineup and Joel Embiid in the lineup. That's less touches than he's getting now. And we have to assume that Paul George comes back and provides value. Because even if he's not going to be that great, you need to get something out of that $50 million of salary. Otherwise, you're looking at a lot of minimum guys to carry a lot of load. And already in a 10-game hole, it's just hard to imagine it's going to work out.
Tobias Harris is outplaying Paul George.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, no, that's very damning. Very damning. I know Pistons fans are happy right now. Maybe they are mad at me.
So maybe I deserve it. Okay.
Shout out to the bias, man.
Indiana, I mean, obviously I have them a little lower, but it's
Yeah.
within the same range. I get it. Especially if the projecting, I get it.
Miami at 17.
I get it.
Okay, yeah. I
That's
get
where
it.
they're just like an in the mud team.
Yeah.
They're not like
Clippers at 16,
mid,
I get
slowly.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Miami
makes
and
sense.
the Clippers are just like the same team.
Yeah,
Different
and I like
conference.
Detroit at 20. So I like everything besides the projection, but outside of that, I fully agree with you on these other teams that are playing as you'd expect.
All right, who's next?
Next up is Donovan.
All right. At 20, I have the Nets. At 19, I have Miami. At 18, I have the Pistons. 17, I have the Pacers. And at 16, I have the Clippers. First of all, shout out to Brooklyn.
Mhm.
Brooklyn is good. And as good as you can be, under 500. But they push everybody every single night. And of course, like you'll see, as you've seen already, I'm giving a lot of credit to teams that I thought were going to be bad early in the week. I mean, early in the year. But for right now, I do want to give them their props because by the time we get to the All-Star break, half this team is going to be gone. They're trading everybody. And so we have to give the Nets their flowers while we can. So shout out to them. Miami in the absolute mud. They are one of my least favorite watches.
I hate them.
In the entire league. And the zone that the Bulls have operated over the last couple of years where I just don't like watching them. The Heat have now entered that. And it's so rocky watching them.
Yeah.
Detroit, we're talking right now. The fact that you can get competent coaching and you get a whole bunch of pluses from your young guys, I like what they're doing right now. They're going to be in the play-in race throughout the year, and 18 through 20, that's about where they are. You know, Indiana, we've already talked about them, and then the Clippers. The Clippers are who they are.
Yeah,
they are like James Harden is going to do his thing. Norm Powell is hooping. Right, their defense is awesome. They're going to have the ability to play up with some of the better teams in the Western Conference. They're going to be able to win some games against the Eastern Conference. And you're going to look up at the end of the year and they're going to be what, 40 and 42, 41, right? Like in a 3-game sample size. They're mid, but they're good.
It's the best situation you could ask for.
They just don't have the same amount of talent, but they are.
I have
they are
so
solid.
much respect for them, and like, there's not many people in the NBA world that I respect more than Tyronn Lue. Like, they are just so good defensively and so disciplined. Any team that comes through those doors. So there's any team you're looking at across the league, and you have questions about their offense. If any young players are blossoming, and you want to see, is this real? Look on the calendar and find the game they play the Clippers, because that will tell you if it's real. Because Tyronn Lue is amazing at defensive game plans for specific offenses. The Warriors have been beating the shit out of everybody. You know their motion offense? If you're an undisciplined defense, they will run you out the goddamn building. We just saw them beat the fuck out of the Hawks yesterday. That's the type of team that the Warriors are equipped to just blow their faces off. There's one team that's defended them really well over 2 games. They won 1, lost 1, and that's the Clippers. They are making those guys work because they can shut down all the fancy motion shit and really make you beat them in tough ways. They do that to everybody. They just beat the on fire Magic the other day. Whenever Franz Wagner was looking like a star for 6 games, he walked into Los Angeles and got clamped. Just again, use them as a litmus test because they will show you what a team's offense is really about.
Yeah, and I've hated all summer on James Harden and what the possibility of a James Harden led offense at this point in his career could look like. James Harden has been good.
I was high on him.
He's been really good, and we got to talk about Zubac too, because Zubac is he's very, very underrated as an overall player and as a defender. And the fact that you have that combo going, and once again, 30-something-year-old Norm Powell about to win Most Improved Player, the fact that you can have James Harden and prime Paul George in Norm Powell's body, that's awesome. But again, at the end of the day, there's just other teams in that conference around the league that have more top-end talent, and so they're going to end up winning out over the long haul. But over the first 15 games, the Clippers have been really, really good. And so if you want to put them higher than 16, around like 14 or whatever, like, I'm cool with that.
I don't.
2 spots.
Yeah. It's a range. It's a range, but they could be at the top.
I said I respect them a lot. I respect them a lot as the middle of the league team.
Yeah.
But if they get Kawhi by the end of the season and he has
different.
30 games of ramp up and looks sort of like Kawhi, I would hate to play them in the first round. They are a headache for a first round team.
Yeah.
I don't think they would beat a 1 or 2 seed, but they would make them fucking work. And it would be a tiring 6-7 games that makes you really worn out for the second round.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, let's move on to my 5. I have Detroit at 20, Milwaukee at 19, Atlanta at 18, Miami at 17, and San Antonio at 16.
San Antonio love.
Oh, wow. San Antonio at 16. Oh, man. This is amazing.
Are you guys aware?
Let's talk about it.
Are you guys aware that they're 8th in defensive rating?
Listen, man, I've been aware. I try to put y'all on game during the preseason predictions, bro. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
You put them like 11. You put them at 13.
Yeah, bro, that's game right there. You were crucifying my ass and talking about some Utah Jazz, blah, blah.
No, it wasn't even about the Spurs, really. It was about the Jazz, who I swore would be competent like they always are, and those motherfuckers suck. So that was the biggest difference. But no, I fully expected the difference is in San Antonio has the 22nd offense and the 8th defense.
That's great.
I expected the 18th offense and 25th defense.
Yeah.
But they are clamping people. Castle looks like a really good, really poised rookie who plays at his own pace.
Clamps.
All the things we expected from Castle when he was going to be drafted, he's looked exactly like that. He's looked fantastic. We know Chris Paul is doing Chris Paul things, whatever, just being a competent starting point guard. Victor Wembanyama is going to win DPOY. With Chet Holmgren hurt, Chet Holmgren was looking like he was going to be in the league because the Thunder had the most monstrous defense in the league.
Yeah.
He's not going to play 65 games. Wemby is going to walk away with DPOY. I was holding on to Draymond Green for a second. They're 8th in defense. Jeremy Sohan has been hurt, who's their second best defender.
Yeah.
Devin Vassell just came back, who's an okay defender. They have Julian Champagnie, Harrison Barnes, Chris Paul, a bunch of other just guys.
Keldon Johnson,
who sucks at defense. A bunch of guys, and they are 8th in defense. Victor Wembanyama is gonna win DPOY.
Yeah.
They're defending at such a high level. Offensively, they've had a lot of injuries to key guys. They've played a lot of games with all the guys I mentioned being gone, and their bench has 0 weapons on it. Their bench is hilariously lacking in firepower, so that's why they're 22nd in offense.
Even though as of late, like Wemby hasn't even been there.
Yeah.
These last like 2-3 games or whatever. So it's even worse.
Yeah, but when Wemby sits, they look like a G League team on that bench because it's just depleted in talent with all these guys out.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, they're fighting through it. They're defending really well, being really disciplined, and it's just a well-coached team right now that's defending well.
Shout out to them.
I agree.
Shout
They
out
have
to the Spurs.
competent-ish players. Chris Paul's doing his thing and having them succeed at the very basics, bare minimum at basketball, and that's all they needed at this point in time for them.
And if you don't
16
put
is
them,
great.
if you don't put them below some of these teams, like I don't think they're going to stay here. Like I think teams like Milwaukee, some other guys in the bottom that have been disappointing are going to rise up. So I still think San Antonio is going to be like the 14th, 13th seed. They're 12 right now, so hooray! But they're playing well.
victories.
They're respectable right now. They're very. The defense is a low respectable, and I didn't really expect that to be the case.
Yeah, I think the defense can maintain around that range. Their offense, I don't know, but the defensively, they should stand. They should stand.
Yeah, and they're currently 7-8, and I was like, listen, they're 7-8 in a hard
That's great.
Western Conference. Someone like Miami is 6-7, so I was like,
Yeah.
sure, we'll give San Antonio just the nod for the spirit, the power rankings that they're having a stronger start to the season.
Yeah, last year it took them like 30, 40 games to reach 5 wins, and now they're already at 7 wins just 3 weeks into the season.
Yeah,
So,
I think of the top
things have
16, there's only 2 Eastern Conference teams, so like they're the worst Western Conference team that belongs in this range, but they belong in this range.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Let's move on to the top 15. I believe I go first because we're snaking it. Oop, accident reveal 2. You guys didn't see that?
no one saw it.
Nope, nobody saw a thing. Write down the timestamp real quick. Operate all these screens I'm operating. All right, 56 minutes, 52 seconds.
Damn, it felt like 10 minutes. We're yapping, dude.
We're deep into this.
Wow.
Okay, from 15 through 11. At 15, I have the Los Angeles Clippers. I guess I do have them higher than you guys, but one spot, I forgot.
Cool.
14, the Sacramento Kings. 13, the Minnesota Timberwolves. 12, the Memphis Grizzlies. And 11, the Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
This is where things finally get interesting,
Okay.
which is hilarious that we spent 56 minutes on non-interesting topics. But here we are. How do you guys feel?
I don't hate it because I think this range looks very similar to mine, and Sacramento at 14.
That feels right to me.
It does. I like that. Minnesota. I want to put. I wish
They've
they
been
were
a lot better as of late.
I wish they were higher. I wish they were like clear cut better.
Yeah.
Them in Memphis. I really came into the season hoping that they could be at the 7th spot, the 8th spot in terms of like the power rankings at this point. But this feels about the right range for about all of these teams.
Yeah, and I'm with you again. If we're thinking about what it's going to look like mid-season, they're going to be there. I'm pretty sure. They've both been dealing. Okay, when Mini started slow, I don't think they've looked that great. They're having some good games, but they have serious issues, which is why I put them below Denver and Memphis. Denver and Memphis has insane injury issues like always. They've been playing without John Morant. They'll certainly be higher. And Denver, I think Jokic had a kid or something. He's been out for personal reasons for 3 straight games. If he didn't go out, they were fucking playing well.
I think they're they're like a top 5 seed.
Yeah, and they slowed down. They lost the first 2 games of him being out. They actually just beat, I think it was Memphis yesterday.
Yeah.
So they're there. Both of these teams are top 10 caliber teams. There's just teams above them that are kind of playing over their head right now that deserve the credit. But I'm not worried about either team right now.
Yeah, we'll probably see in the West, like, there's going to be 1 or 2 teams, and especially as we get later into the season, who's going to make that run? There's gonna have to be a team that's going to put like 5 or 6 games in a row together, and then they're going to start to separate themselves. Because right now, everybody's so jumbled. Everybody's 7-8, 7-7, whatever. You're going to have to put together 2 weeks of basketball.
Yeah.
And if you can do that and be successful, you can jump seriously in the conference.
And for me, my rankings will show that. I think Minnesota has the potential to do that. I think Memphis definitely has the potential to do that, and so does Nikola Jokic. Hopefully the rest of his guys can do that on the Denver Nuggets. But that's where I'm standing. So I think I have those guys higher. But in terms of a team like the Sacramento Kings, I see them, and I can see them maintaining the 14th spot, 13th spot, or wherever I have them throughout the entirety of the season. I think they are who they are, which has been like surprising me because I actually thought they were going to be not sizably worse, but a little bit worse than where you have them.
Yeah.
So
I thought that they'd fall kind of by the wayside, and obviously I think I was a little bit low on the DeMar signing whenever it happened, but you can clearly see having him there is a plus for them, but they are kind of the definition of mid. And it's,
you know what's funny? I don't care about the Kings very much at all. And people always like laugh at me for not caring about the Kings. And like Kings fans get upset about it because they can tell. That's like weirdly my most perfect middle of the pack, like perfect prediction before this year. Didn't I say on our awards episode, not awards, on our preseason predictions?
Yeah.
I was like, they're going to be like a top 6 offense and an average defense.
probably.
They're 6th in offense and 14th in defense.
yeah.
They're just
It's
exactly
who they
that.
are. It's who they are. But shout out to them because they have gotten better and better defensively.
16th, my bad.
Every year under Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago when they were doing what the Pacers did last year, where it's okay, we're gonna have the best offense and we're not gonna guard anybody, and then you are gonna see some regression from that, but defense gets better last year. Now we're creeping towards the middle of the pack, and that helps whenever you know for sure that you know your offense is gonna take a step back. I think that they can. I think that they can challenge some teams at the top, like in terms of giving them a good run for their money. And I mean, they can hold their own. They're not going to be a cakewalk.
You said there. Which one of you guys said their definition of mid?
Me.
Correct. And I think their definition of competent and good, they have zero chance of falling out of the play-in race. They're not. The bottom is not going to fall out from under them, even if they miss key players, because they're really well coached and really have really productive offensive players. It's their top three.
Yeah.
But I think they also have zero chance of reaching that like top five or whatever, because they play so extreme to their strengths that it makes them regular season wins. But I think it really holds them back long term. They're currently first in scoring at the rim in terms of efficiency.
Makes sense because
they have great spacing.
Yeah, and De'Aaron Fox, he's an absolute demon. That's how people view Shea and Luke and all them boys. Like, he's literally right up in there in those conversations.
Now, they're really low in volume at the rim. They're actually last, but they're really efficient when they get there. They're obviously the top team in mid-range volume, with DeMar and De'Aaron Fox both loving mid-range shots.
Yeah.
And they're really efficient there. So they score really well there. Defensively, you guys know how I feel about Domantas Sabonis' defense.
Yes.
It is no secret that I think he's a bad defensive player that is hard to build around. And I think what they've done this year is they've really committed to helping really hard with Keegan Murray and all their other wings and not letting anybody get to the rim. They're first right now in rim percentage allowed, so they just don't let you get there. But that means they allow a lot of threes. And teams are currently raining threes on them. That's why they're not a top-tier defense. And their biggest problem offensively, they don't fucking shoot threes. They're an incredibly low-volume three-point shooting team, and it pisses their fans off. And I think we're kind of seeing a new meta form in the NBA right now, led by Joe Mazzulla and the Celtics, that one of the biggest game behind the games right now is winning the three-point volume battle. Everyone talks all the time about how the Celtics get up so many threes, and they shoot them well on a consistent basis, that if they play their game and get to those threes, you're going to have a hard time outmathing them. You're seeing a lot of teams kind of play to that and realize that, and top defenses are going from not allowing shots at the rim to not allowing threes, so they win that math battle and kind of give themselves a leg up before the game starts. The Kings are losing that battle every single time because they're taking away the rim and allowing any three other teams want while also refusing to shoot them. I don't see how you can play defense that way to hide your poor defensive center that much and be able to really compete with the top five teams.
Yeah, they just have, I mean, as we all know, real issues that stem from their big center. Yeah. But their big center is really good offensively.
He's amazing offensively.
Yeah, so it's like it's a give and take, and you can only do so much. And in terms of like maximizing and being the best version of what you can be, it's looking like they're
now, if they flip it and they start making more threes and becoming higher volume, if Kevin Huerter starts playing better, Keegan Murray keeps raining threes, whatever it is.
I think Malik Monk's been hurt too.
Yeah, so they could change that. Like they could prove me wrong, and they could up the 3-point volume, and they could have that less of an issue, but they have to be a really great 3-point shooting team to make up for the way they play defense, I think.
Yeah.
Poor Kings.
Yeah, I agree. And it's hard to do so when you have two players who love the mid-range shot.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Let's move on to the next group. Who is next? Mo.
All right. So number 15, I have the Orlando Magic, 14, the Bucks, 13, the Sacramento Kings, 12, the New York Knicks, and 11, I have Phoenix. I was fighting for my life when it came to, of course, where I was going to put the Bucks. And I'm just like, okay, you guys are so bad. I hate watching you guys, but also I'm just like, I see a generational player in Giannis putting up ridiculous numbers on a consistent basis. I was fighting for my life when it came to where I was putting the Phoenix Suns as well. KD's out.
I just said that I was trying to be nice, and you're making it very, very hard. I don't think I agree with like 4 out of the 5 picks here.
All right, let's roll them down.
Yeah, this is my least favorite tier I've seen of yours so far.
Let's roll them down.
Obviously, Sacramento at 13, that's fine. I don't care. Orlando at 15 is ridiculous. They are much better than that. Milwaukee at 14, they are much worse than that. The Knicks at 12, I guess maybe if you're not,
they're much better than that.
If you're not super high, fine, but they are better than that. Phoenix at 11 that's disrespectful to them.
Really? At least Phoenix has gotten hurt, so they've lost 5 in a row. So if that's what you're holding against them.
And KD's not there. So.
But you project for everybody else.
Well, I know, but I'm saying like if KD's not there, which he's not right now, and I don't know how.
I'm gonna scream.
You put the Pelicans at 23. They have They are down their top 7 players,
Yeah.
and you put them 7 spots above what they are, which is one of the worst teams in the league. How can you give New Orleans that grace, but you won't give Phoenix that
Because I
grace?
saw Phoenix. Well, I gave Phoenix grace because they're at 11. They've been great when the season started. They've like proven a certain concept, but the concept looks like they've changed completely as a team. But if KD is at his old age of 36, 37, or however old he is right now, is gonna like be out consistently, which so far this season he has been, then I don't know where to put this team because I'm looking at Devin Booker and this is easily some of the most inconsistent basketball I've seen him play. Even with that, him being super inconsistent, it leads them to be the 11th best team in the NBA right now on my list. It's hard for me to put them above the team that I have them.
But in that in that same vein, if you are going to sit here and say, okay, if you're going to sit here and say, I don't know if KD is going to be here this whole year, you don't know if Joel Embiid or Paul George are going to be there. You put them at 19, and they are again the worst team in the league. So there's 2 teams that.
So it's not about Phoenix more so it's like the teams ahead of them. So I just had to edge them off.
I got to see who's in your top 10 because there's a lot of teams. I guess by this point, Memphis is going to be higher on your list.
Yeah.
You don't know if John Morant's going to be there.
But even with John Morant not there, their best player, by the way, they've led the collection of guys, the Jake LaRavias of the world, the Salty Adamas of the world, Jerry Jackson Jr., who's looked more of a number 1 option than ever before, looks real promising. They've been able to sustain at a certain level.
They had the same record as the Suns.
They did lose against the Denver Nuggets just last night or 2 nights ago, whatever it is. But with how they've been able to maintain without their best player, as soon as you pop him in there, whenever that time comes, I'm just like, okay, like they deserve to be higher.
Yeah, that's a good point, but they have the same record. So like,
they have the same record as the Phoenix Suns. They're not like wildly different.
Yeah. No, again, I don't have the Suns much higher than you, so I'm not mad at that.
The Orlando Magic.
It's because you've projected so much for other teams that not projecting for them. Because when KD was there, they were fantastic. They just lost 5 in a row as soon as he went out. That means before that they were 9-2. Like they were.
Yeah, they were the best team in the West.
They were cooking. So like, if you're gonna project for other teams because you know what it looks like at their strength, then it's just inconsistent, I think. But like, maybe it's one of those things that to me, often I move a lot of people around and I forget to move somebody else around and they fall by the wayside. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that's what happened with them.
With KD, he scares me the most in terms of like, it's fair to say with Joel Embiid as well. So fair to say with Joel Embiid. But in terms of like actual health and knowing how consistent this player will be here for, I have real fears about him. And also on top of that too, another layer is like, okay, I see KD, cool. He's having like an MVP type year while he was healthy. Devin Booker, who's supposed to be a top 10 player in the NBA, has not looked like that in the slightest. He's been wildly inconsistent. And I see the framework of that. I don't fuck with it. I see with the framework of the Denver Nuggets, Memphis Grizzlies, and the Minnesota Timberwolves, who I'm assuming have higher. I see consistency in that. I don't see consistency in Phoenix right now.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's fine. If you don't think they're going to be good at their peak, you doubt them, that's fine. Then that's totally understandable.
Orlando at 15 is also a bit low.
We'll talk about them. I get it. They've been injured. We'll talk about them some more when we keep going.
They could be higher easily for sure. I have no real.
Let's get to my five because we can save the Knicks talk for later. But I have the Hawks at 15. I have Sacramento at 14. I have Minnesota at 13. Memphis at 12, and then Dallas at 11. Yeah.
How do you guys feel about Mini? I'm kind of
concerned. I think that they are. I think that they are getting better.
Yeah, that's the best scenario for them right now.
But
they're doing what they do.
I cannot get the fact that they lost back-to-back games to Portland. Those two games have stuck in my head for the last week and some change. And Dante is not playing well. Julius Randle he's playing well, but they still clearly need to click. They need some more offensive juice off the bench, and I think that they should eventually get there. But this is a team that is completely different than the one that made the Western Conference Finals.
Completely different.
And that team, even with Cat and whatever limitations that he has defensively, they were still the best defense in the league. That team could go toe to toe with the Nuggets. That team could go and they were in a lot of close games against Dallas. A couple of possessions here and there. There's a world where they were in the finals. They are remaking their identity, and because of that, it has brought them down for me. So that's why I have them at 13.
I think their new identity sucks. I think it stinks.
And that's fair. Yeah.
I think it's reeks. Now, I think they'll get better. They need time, like we've said all season, to figure out how they want to play with Julius Randle, fully incorporate what they want to do with Dante DiVincenzo. He's kind of been like their backup point guard. I think he's handling the ball way too much for what should be perfect. Like the perfect role for Dante DiVincenzo was a lot more off ball.
I agree.
They need more time to figure that out. Sure. Currently, their style reeks. They went from being the number one defense in the league by a wide margin. Not wide, because Celtics are close, but easily wire to wire, best defense in the league. I think they were like 13th or 14th in offense by the end of the year last year, which isn't super high, but it's good enough when you're number one defense. They're currently 12th in defense. Quite the fall off, and they're only 9th in defense. So they improved. They're leaning to Julius Randle ball, and it's led to more scoring, but not nearly enough as the defense has fallen off. And I picked them to be the 4th seed before the season started, not because I like them, but more so because I didn't want to repeat last year's mistakes, and I wanted to give credit where credit was due, and that I thought they proved to me that they had the defensive infrastructure, that I thought they'd once again be a top 4 or 5 defense and play a similar style of play with Julius Randle there and kind of plug and play and have a little bit of differences that makes them slightly worse, but be relatively the same team. We see now that the value of Karl Anthony Towns' size at the 4 was immense, and they just don't have that infrastructure as I thought they did. So I really was just scared to be wrong about them again, and they kind of are the 7-8 seed that we probably instinctively thought they would have been. It really
sucks.
I mean, right now, so they started off the season within the first 2 weeks. I think they were like 20th or 22nd in defense. That's just not real.
That wasn't real.
That or whatever.
Yeah.
And they naturally got better as time goes on. And what were they? You said earlier?
Currently 12th in defense, 9th in offense.
12th in defense.
Backwards. No, you're right. Yeah. 12th in defense, 9th in
offense. 12th in
offense.
defense, 9th in offense. Okay, cool. I see growth, and you say they don't have any like infrastructure whatsoever. I agree. They don't have that. They're reconstructing that entire thing right now, and it's just naturally going to take time.
Yep.
And as long as I see them getting better and really like honing in on their identity defensively, that's enough, and that's all I need to see. Now, of course, like there's a real issue in Dante DiVincenzo not being the volume shooter that you witnessed last year as a Knicks fan. If he's gonna be what he is now, which is just like just a guy on the team, that's a real issue, and I don't know what their ceiling is. And if that's what he's gonna be, they're probably gonna be an 8th seed.
They're also the lowest percentage of transition plays in the entire league. They get out less than every single other team. They are slow. And Anthony Edwards is fast. I would like them to play fast at least a little bit and empower him to create shots in transition. He's up to 3-point volume, which lots have been talked about. I kind of like it overall. But transition is a perfect way to keep those rim attempts and continue to use that skill set. They haven't done it, which I guess isn't that surprising. They start Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, and Julius Randle. None of those guys are high flyers. I don't know, because you're not going to have any type of speed. You're not going to have top tier perimeter shooting in the half court. You don't have great playmaking on the roster. There's not a lot of strengths on either side of the ball if they're not going to be defending super well.
Yeah, it's okay to play slow, and if you have guys like Luka who can completely dictate what's happening in the half court, right? Or if you have a lot of guys who can go and like create their own shot and attack mismatches and stuff. But for the Wolves, like you got to find your strength somewhere, and I think that the fact that Ant has come out and completely changed his shot diet, leaned into the 3 more, and it's gone pretty well, for him as a 3-point shooter. It feels like they are leaning into him and his 3-point shot as their superpower offensively, when last year that's not the thing. And maybe at a certain point we just have to stop thinking about them last year. They made the trade. It's over. It's done. We have to start thinking about this team and like how you get the most out of them. But Anthony Edwards at 6'4", 2 whatever, being one of the most athletic guys in the league, him being the 3-point shooter on the team probably isn't the best to maximize him. It might be best for the team, but not him and like their offenses, and putting his strengths to be the top tier strengths in terms of being a offensive force around the league. So that's very tough for them.
Yeah, every other team here I think we'll talk about in the next tier. Yeah. I obviously have Dallas higher than you do, but they're an interesting team that we'll talk about why.
Interesting, you have Atlanta so high at 15.
Respect. I like them.
I like the idea of them too, but they haven't been that great because of all the injuries.
Yeah. They're not bad.
6 spots higher than me. So shocking.
They're okay.
Okay, let's move on. Top 10. Donovan, where are we going for 10 through 6?
I have the Denver Nuggets at 10. I have the Lakers at 9. The Houston Rockets at 8. The Orlando Magic at 7. And the New York Knicks at 6.
That's about right. I think that's very fair. the lower end of the Lakers, but it's tough. The
Lakers are too low for sure.
They're 10-4. They've been winning.
Yeah.
Payne's going to say this because I am a Lakers fan and I want to see them thrive. They're a little bit. They're kind of fake demons as far as being 10-4 goes. They have a fucking neutral net rating. If you look at the top teams in the league at record, they're all like +5 net rating, plus 10-12 for those top dominant teams. The Rockets have like +6 as the same record. And the Lakers are +1 because they have a good offense. They're 4th in offensive rating. Everything JJ Redick has implemented has been fantastic. They are precisely that as expected, at least by me coming into the season. I don't know if everybody else thought that way. They're 25th in defense. They can't defend fucking anybody. Their defense is so bad that it's equally as bad as their offense is good. So they're beating teams by a margin of 1 point per 100 possession. That is not sustainable. They had 10 wins. They beat the Suns, which was great early in the season. And opening night, they beat the Timberwolves. Fantastic wins. After that, they've gone through a run of playing straight shitters, and they've been beating them up. And it's been cool. It's nice to pad the record when the schedule is easy, like every good team should. You're beating who's in front of you. They're not beating them by the margins that suggest they're a great team.
And that's why I had them a little bit lower. So everybody in the top 10 for me, and we can talk about this whenever we talk about Dallas. Everybody in the top 10 for me, I feel, has a superpower. And they have something, like they have a strength that can 100% be imposed on the other team on any given night. And for the Lakers, you look at their profile, and in years past, I would look at that, like if you took away the name, you would look at them and be like, oh, that's the Sacramento Kings. Oh, that's the Indiana Pacers. They're the team who amazing offense. Their defense is trash, right? However, you still have LeBron, you still have Anthony Davis playing at an MVP level. And the fact that you have those two things that you can deploy at any time and you have that level of talent, that's why I have them in my top 10. And that's why I separate them from those teams that have that profile in the past. Denver, kind of the same thing. I don't like their roster at all right now, especially with the way that Jamal Murray's playing, the fact that Aaron Gordon's hurt. But Jokic is going to come out here and get 50, 20, and 10 every single night, and it doesn't matter. And when he's on,
I love that that stat line is possible too.
Right? It's not crazy. It's not crazy. But so when Jokic is on, they can do whatever, and he's going to lead them. It's fine.
That's fine.
Houston defense is real, and they have
demons.
They have a bench defensive unit that they can go into and really mess up your night. They can have a bad night.
Want to know something?
What's up?
You got them too low.
Okay,
you got Houston way too low.
That's fine. I for me, them, Orlando, and New York were really, really hard, and I kind of was like going back and forth between them. I think Orlando, I'm giving them credit because they've won games without Paolo, and before this win streak, Paolo went out, and I was like, hey, they might fall a lot because their offense looks so Paolo dominant. It was so reliant on him, and the fact that Franz has stepped up, the fact that everybody else as a team, they've just defended on a string, and they are clamping everybody. That's fine. I don't care who they've played. You lose your number one player, you go out, you win 6 straight. That's hard to do. They've done it. I want to give them credit. And then the Knicks, their offense is awesome. They can't. They can't guard anybody, but they still have a good net rating. They're still outscoring people by a heavy margin, and so there is something to that. Yeah, and so that's why I have them at 6.
100%. I think I say a lot of numbers up here. Net rating is the one that usually doesn't lie. I think, especially at this, with 15 games is a decent sample size. And that's the type of thing that if you're a team that has a lot of wins early in the season, but your net rating is bad, there's probably a reason for that. You're just simply not beating teams by a convincing margin. And the Knicks are. So I agree. I put them over the Lakers as well for the same reason.
Yeah, their offense, the Knicks' offense is so potent. Karl-Anthony Towns is having a career where on like
First of all, we were right. We were right to say, hey, the offense is going to be great, but the defense is going to be trash. They are exactly who we thought.
Yeah, I'm not surprised even a little bit.
No, but this guy over here was talking about Mikal Bridges' second option.
However,
that's the surprising part.
And that is not the case because Carl, listen, shout out to you. You've been hooping. You've been dominating. Karl-Anthony Towns has scored 40 points multiple times this year. He is dominating. If it weren't for Kobe White's hair and whack officiating, they would have completed a 20-point comeback with Cat scoring 40. It was crazy. There's been some nights, especially with Jalen Brunson, having some like a slow start. Karl-Anthony Towns has put the offense on his back many nights for this Knicks team, and he's been fantastic. And I need to, especially me, I need to give him all the praise that he deserves, because he 100% deserves everything.
You know what bothers me?
What?
Last year, we weren't high on the Timberwolves. Obviously, we were wrong. They made it work. I wasn't high on the Timberwolves because I saw him playing next to Gobert, and I said, what makes Karl-Anthony Towns fantastic? He can shoot the ball amazingly well, obviously, and that works well when you can have a 5 defending him because you can stretch him out, and those big guys are going to close out too slow, and there you go. And he can shoot those threes open every time.
Yeah.
And if the big, slow centers come up, he's really good at attacking closeouts and can blow by them with his speed. Mm-hmm. That doesn't work super well when you have Rudy Gobert standing in the paint. So I said he's not going to be his best version offensively. Turns out that was exactly right, because now he's back to the 5 and he's doing those things great again. He is so good offensively when he's the 5 versus the 4. It's a massive difference, but it's also like...
You're giving up something.
Yeah, we were also right that he can't defend at the 5 because their rim defense is atrocious. Cat is exactly who he thought he was. When he plays the 5, he's one of the best offensive big men in the NBA. Point blank period, to use Mo's Turner phrase. He is top 4 offensive big man alive. He cannot be your 5 if you want to win a playoff series. So I have the Knicks high 2 in this. They have a great regular season model with this offense. I find it hard to believe they're going to be anybody that's serious with a 1-5 defensive duo of Jalen Brunson and Cat.
We have to pray that Mitchell Robinson comes back and that he can stay healthy.
Yeah. And
that you can deploy that lineup of Cat at the 4, Mitchell Robinson at the 5, and hope for the best. Because if we saw night 1, right, what the worst case scenario looks like with Cat at the 5 is everybody gets blown by, because even in that game, the Knicks offensively weren't terrible. They just couldn't guard anybody. And you built this team to try and go toe-to-toe with the Boston Celtics. If this team right now, without Mitchell Robinson, plays the Celtics in the playoffs, they're getting clapped. They're getting swept. And they don't have anything for them. And so that sucks. Also, man, I saw Hartenstein come back last night. I started crying. I miss him so much. Yeah. He's been
great. So many issues that you guys have.
Yeah. He's amazing.
He's awesome.
But, they're top 5 in transition defense, but 27th in half-court defense. And that makes so much sense to me, because in transition defense, they can be well coached and they can do their thing there. But in the half-court, you got Cat retreating, going like this, trying to stop a pick and roll, and it's not pretty. You can't do anything to stop that.
Exactly.
You can't hide anything in half-court.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do. Yeah. But hey.
Okay, let's move on to the next group. Me up next. At 10, I have the Phoenix Suns. At 9, the Dallas Mavericks. 8, the Orlando Magic. 7, the Los Angeles Lakers. And 6, the New York Knicks.
Okay.
Lakers versus Knicks was hard for me because wins matter when you're doing power rankings. You know, they've won their games. We're gauging these 15 games. And the Lakers have 10 of those motherfuckers. The Knicks are just better. Like, you look at all the underlying stats besides record, they're both teams with top 5 offenses and bad to mediocre defenses. The Knicks offense is 5 points better, and their defense is 5 points better. Like they are just better at playing that style right now than the Lakers are. The Lakers are just barely beating teams, and that is okay because you have LeBron and AD, and they've been a big fourth quarter sit up and lock in team, which is going to be what they're going to be, having that style of no defense and the 2 best offensive players in pretty much every game you play. So I don't want to hold them back too much. That's why I put them 7 still. It's still pretty high. But they're kind of fake demons.
Yeah.
And I do think as a Lakers fan, it's encouraging because they're just good enough and just getting enough early wins that you see the outline of a good team there. You see all the, frankly, great genius stuff that JJ Redick is doing X's and O's wise offensively. And you see the outline of a team that can be really good if you spend those 2 first-round picks and get in some necessary defensive caliber players. Because everything JJ is doing is fantastic. His ATO calls are amazing. They've been doing some really creative stuff where, I forgot how you describe it, but basically, whenever they run a high pick and roll with LeBron AD or whatever, LeBron swings the ball out to the opposite corner where Austin Reeves is, and they run actions out of that corner where, they'll be on the right wing running a pick and roll, and he swings the ball over to Austin Reeves in the corner, and they immediately get into a pick and roll with Reeves, and teams aren't necessarily expecting that because he's in the weak side corner. Who the fuck runs pick and rolls from the corner? It's been just really inventive stuff like that that's throwing teams off, and I think that's just very real and very powerful for a regular season and a playoff setting. That's why they have the 4th best offense in the league. But The Knicks are third, and they're a lot better at third. It's a pretty sizable difference.
Yeah, I'm with you. As soon as they make that trade that everybody knows is coming, and we've been saying is going to happen for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
As soon as D'Angelo Russell is no longer a Laker, and you can get somebody in there.
I'm surprised you didn't say his name once.
As soon as that happens,
I thought I went without saying.
we're cooking. So yes, I agree with that. Let's see your list, Mo.
Okay,
The Lakers are currently top 10 in off-screen volume and number 1 in cuts. So
number 1 in cuts is so JJ coded.
yeah, and so was off-screen. They're just running around screens, making it work. Actually, they're top
So
10
what
in
if
cuts.
everybody played like me?
Yeah, narcissist.
And they're third in post-ups. So that's honestly a very like Denver Nuggets profile. They have their main hubs in AD and LeBron holding the ball in the high post and doing all these creative actions around that, and it's just been working. They're the perfect talent for it.
Yeah, and now they've been making a lot of like lineup changes, and I think he's fully committed on having D'Lo come off the bench because he's just not productive alongside Austin Reeves, LeBron, and AD. And the other night, I think we witnessed Dalton Connect drop like 9 threes on whatever team they were facing. I forget who they were playing. And before that too, I think they also started
Utah
to start
Jazz.
Cam Reddish consistently too, just because he can defend something. Once they make that trade and get off of D'Lo, I can see this offense, and especially like net rating, like you pointed to, start to become a real thing.
Yeah, because their biggest problem is they have no transition defense at all. Like, it's embarrassing. They're 29th transition D, which AD doesn't get back that well. Yeah. LeBron's old. All your guards are offensive oriented and unathletic. Not a lot of guys that can get back and stop people from getting to the rim. It's purely a talent issue. You can only coach so much when your players suck at a specific skill.
Yeah, but he's doing what he can. He hasn't made any like real mistakes just yet as a head coach so far in his young career. Yeah. But at number 10, I have the Dallas Mavericks. Number 9, the Houston Rockets. 8, Minnesota. 10 or 7, I have the Denver Nuggets. And at number 6, I have the Lakers.
Okay.
Let's talk about Dallas. We haven't really talked about them. So you have Dallas the highest at 9. Mo has them at 10. I have them at 11. I guess I know why I am not super high on them. Why are you guys kind of keeping them in the back half?
They're the perfect example of record isn't everything. Because, yeah, the record isn't great. I think they're currently like the 9th seed or something. They lost 4 games in a row by less than 3 points.
Yeah.
That is so insanely unlucky to have that bad of crunch time luck.
They're the 11th seed. That's hilarious right now.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're so jumbled up. You're right. But like they have the same record as like the 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And again, 4 losses in a row by less than 3 points. They're all 1 or 2 points. That's such bad luck. They are a better team than that. They had some games where they missed Luka. They've had injury issues like everybody else has. They're 7th in offense and 7th in defense. How many teams out there are top 10 in both? 4.
There's 3 or 4.
4. 4 if you count the Rockets. If you look at cleaning the glass, they factor out garbage time. The Rockets are 9th in offense. So that makes them the 4th team. If you're top 10 in both, you're a good team. They've been unlucky. Luka's had a terrible start. Jason Kidd has done normal early season Jason Kidd things where he works his way through offensive wrinkles that have been terrible. Luka always has bad starts. This is normal. The defense has been steady the whole time, and the offense is rising as time goes on. Now, Luka did just get hurt. He's going to miss a week, which isn't great timing on that end. But I think they've been very unlucky.
Yeah, I mean, everything stands like when it comes to like Luka being Luka, we've seen the story for the last 2-3 years on a consistent basis. That's not surprising to me at all. Seeing Kyrie's been the exact same player who we thought he would be. PJ Washington is the exact same inconsistent dude who only gets up to play OKC and all that other stuff. Like nothing surprises me when it comes to this team. Although the record indicates like, oh, they're like the 11th seed and they should theoretically be like worse or whatever. Like a lot of the reasons that you pointed out in terms of net rating, them being top 7 in offense and defense. I just look at this roster. I'm just like, you're better than what your record says you are. The late game blunders that we saw a couple nights ago against the Utah Jazz, Luka just stand still there while
ridiculous.
It's just like, you're who I think you are. Like, I know you're not that bad. You're gonna be better. You have Luka Doncic. As soon as he gets into a healthy weight or whatever people are saying right now, 20, 25 games in, you're gonna roll into wins in that trade, and you're better than a couple of teams that I had above for sure.
And 5 through 11 all have 8 or 9 wins. So like, I'm not putting too much stock in them.
And they just won 3
right
games
now.
in a row too, I believe. Like currently as we speak. So
are they?
Like, they're on a 3-game win streak. So it's like they're gonna be a lot better than even what I have and what you have them.
And I don't even think it's projection. I think it's just looking past straight ranking. I mean, what word am I trying to say? Straight record. Mm-hmm. If you look into anything slightly more deep than that, it's clear they're a good team. That even though they lose the tiebreakers and they're technically 11 on the standings right now, they're really 5th or 6th quality in that conference, I think.
Yeah, and I think for for them, like they are still who people thought they were in the playoffs, and part of the reason why like people were picking them in the finals and picking them in the conference finals is like, yeah, the other team is better, and yes, they have a good defense, but when you get to like, you know, the last 5 minutes, whatever, Luka and Kyrie, like they're gonna come through. A lot of stats, unless it's just a crazy year, a lot of stats are gonna balance themselves out. So there's gonna be a run where they're gonna win 4 to 5 close games in a row, and so like their clutch numbers are gonna be good.
Yeah.
For me, I think the tiebreaker was one of the big worries that I had for them was, what does your team look like when you have Luka, Kyrie, and Klay Thompson? And their 2 most played lineups this year have Klay Thompson in them, and they're 2 of the worst. They're not good defensive lineups. And so if you're running those a majority of the time, and we get into crunch time situations against these better teams, that's where I think you have a fault. And so that's why I had them at 11 rather than in the top 10. But if they rise up for me to like 7 or 6 or anything like that, I wouldn't be shocked.
You know what's funny? That starting lineup, that's Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, and Daniel Gafford, is minus 12 on the season, their most used lineup. 107 offense, 120 defense. Not good. You know what's even funnier? If you change that lineup a little bit, and it's Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, same 1 through 4. But Derek Lively at center instead of Daniel Gafford, they're plus 28.
Yeah.
There's a 50-point swing or 40-point swing.
It's crazy.
So, yeah, I mean, that's, again, these are both relatively small sample size still, but
you have hope for that one.
I see the vision of what could fix that quite easily,
Yeah.
and that's not starting Daniel Gafford.
Yeah, we've seen this since last year. I don't know why Jason Kidd just like is hell bent on keeping Daniel Gafford as the guy. I don't know, hierarchy issues, whatever. Don't know, don't care.
Just play Lively. Just do it.
I think he likes putting Gafford with Luka because Luka can set Gafford up and use his finishing and really get those easy dunks in. Whereas if Gafford is with the bench, he's just like not that useful. So it's kind of like why JaVale started for a lot of teams, because if he plays with the starters, he's going to be a release valve, like vertical spacing dunk man. That's valuable when you have the perfect guy to set him up. Whereas Lively's a good passer, better defender, can kind of carry those bench units a little more.
Just a good passer, better defender. Okay,
so that's
worst
fine.
but still,
that's fine. Let's start fast, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, let's just get the best players, and we can stagger around it. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, again, they need to defend better in that lineup. That lineup can't be fucking minus 12, but
It's Daniel
they'll
Gafford.
figure it out.
It's Daniel Gafford. You can only do so much.
Yeah, but it's not even just Daniel Gafford. It's just like the combination of Daniel Gafford plus those 3 guys that Donovan's talking about. Like, you need a strong defender at the 4 and 5 to make up for them. They're a lot to make up for defensively.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Orlando? Because I low-key this morning before I finished tweaking it, I wanted to put Orlando at 5.
I kind of was thinking the same thing.
I moved them down because, okay, so Paolo Banchero got hurt, and immediately their offense tanked. We were like, oh, fuck, they need Paolo Banchero. This is not looking good. And then Franz Wagner locked in and went Super Saiyan. He sat up in his chair, and I can't think of a good German reference to make a joke out of that, but he did something. And they won 6 straight games in which he averaged 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Player of the week.
Looks like a true all-star caliber player.
Yes.
Looks like a top 20 player in the NBA because he did all that offensively while still being the second best defender on the team. He is such a valuable, good defensive player that so every team on this list that got injuries, I don't give them credit just because they're injured. Like, I moved Phoenix down to 10 because they lost 5 straight games when KD got hurt. I know that's only because KD got hurt, but tough shit. Everybody deals with it.
Yeah.
You have 15 games. You were shit for 5 of them. You got to go down a little bit. Orlando, I give them a pass because they still look so good without that I know they're making serious strides that when they add Paolo in, they're going to be amazing. And I don't have to do too many mental gymnastics because they won 6 games in a row without him. So that combination that I know when Paolo comes back and they have this version of Franz that hopefully now they see that they need to really distribute those touches a little more evenly and really empower Franz to keep playing at this level.
Yeah.
They're going to be unbeatable. They're going to be so good.
They don't even have their starting center. Wendell Carter Jr. was been out for a few games and stuff like that too. So I wish I would put him higher.
And guess what?
They deserve it.
And go holding it down.
Bro, go good. Some team needs him so bad, and he's just relegated to being on the bench.
Yep. Over the last 7 games, they're first in defense and 19th in offense.
Beating people with
They
hammers
just
out
are
there.
locking
First in
in.
defense. Yeah.
I know. But the reason I went from 5 to 8 because I looked at who they played in those
No,
7 games.
no. You ain't got to tell people about that.
They
We
beat
have to
the
talk about
shit out of all the teams we had in the bottom 5.
that. You have
And
to
that's
talk
what
about
they're
that.
supposed to do.
Exactly.
A lot of teams can't do that, bro.
Correct. But I went from 5 to 8 because I was like, okay, the other teams, like, I can't go too. If I put them at 5, it was strictly because those 6 games where they won 6 in a row. And I was like, I can't put too much stock into it when it wasn't a murderer's row of opponents. But they still deserve to be top
They're
8.
good.
Yeah,
good.
8 is the floor, I think.
They're good and they're
Okay.
legit. Okay.
Are we
Are we
top 5 ready?
Top 5.
Top 5 ready? Okay. Let's move on over. Bam! Oh,
Ooh.
list isn't working.
Eyes
Oh,
closed.
top 5. Here we go for all of
Okay,
them.
Never mind.
Donovan, you go first. Who's your top 5? We'll say them all.
At number 5, I have the Phoenix Suns. At number 4, I have the Golden State Warriors. At number 3, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers. At number 2, the Oklahoma City Thunder. And at number 1, the Boston Celtics.
Okay. At 5, I have the Houston Rockets. At 4,
Shout
the
out to
Golden
them.
State Warriors. At 3, the Oklahoma City Thunder. 2, the Cleveland Cavaliers. And 1, the Boston Celtics.
Wow. Okay, we all have different lists. This doesn't happen too often, surprisingly. So at number 5, I have the Memphis Grizzlies. 4, Golden State Warriors. 3, I have Cleveland. 2, OKC. And at 1, I have the Boston Celtics.
Okay, you have both shocked me. Memphis and Phoenix are not what I expect in the top 5, given their injury issues. Go ahead. Okay, so first, let's do the easy ones. Boston at 1, we all agree.
Yes.
If Cleveland had beat them and Cleveland had stayed undefeated, they would have been 1. I almost feel like when you start 15-0, you have to be 1.
Yeah.
But I was like, Boston is Boston, and
But
they
that's
beat them.
not. But that I mean, that's the point of the power ranking. Just
Yeah.
to be like, hey, record aside, who do you think is the best team?
But I
And,
also
like,
think Cleveland's the best team. They've also
that's
been
fair.
amazing.
That's fair.
So
That's fair. No, they've been really really good. I think OKC, especially seeing what they look like
With Isaiah Hartenstein.
getting Hartenstein back.
Yeah, that moved
Now I'm
me.
like, okay, yeah, you guys are back to being
They are.
exactly who I thought you were,
They are.
and seeing the versatility that they have defensively, not only on the perimeter, but Jalen Williams being able to go down and play.
He's an all-star this year.
Yeah, the jump that we've seen from him after Chet went down, that to me was like, yeah, you guys are fine. And then again, they got Isaiah Hartenstein back. They look completely unlocked. And so everything that I thought about OKC before Chet went down, they're back to normal and they're about to go on another run. So that's why I had them at 2. Cleveland, shout out to you guys. I don't know if 3 is disrespectful, and if it is, I'm sorry, but it is what it
it's
is.
not. Okay, it's OKC's at 2. That's fine. Like,
So, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I had OKC at 2.
yeah, Cleveland is so good, man. And I know Darius Garland had a stinker versus Boston, but they were also missing their top 4 rotational wings were all not playing against the best wing duo in the league.
No Isaac Okoro, no Karis LeVert.
Or Max Strus, who hasn't even played
Yeah,
yet.
he hasn't played this
They're still
entire
going to
season.
level up. Like,
Still sick, bro.
the number 1 offense in the league, and it shows. They're simply amazing. All 3 of these top teams are great. I don't really care about what order they're in. Golden State, we all have them at 4. They're beating the hell out of everybody. Like, they're clearly the 4th best team right after those 3 guys.
Yes.
And if somebody wanted to put them at 3, I mean,
Sure.
it wouldn't be crazy, but I think the top 3 teams clearly deserve to be top 3.
Yeah, I think if you wanted to put Golden State at 3, OKC would be the one that would have to drop down to 4. I don't think you can. I don't think you can put Cleveland outside the top.
Yeah, and I'm not putting. They have the same. OKC's played 2 more games, but they're tied for first seed right now. I have no issue saying OKC's a better team to break that tie.
I agree.
Yeah.
But 5, okay. So, Donovan, why are the Phoenix Suns still 5 to you, despite losing 5 in a row?
For me, I'm throwing out the 5 games without KD,
What
and
about
so
the
that
spirit of power
You can't just throw out 5 games.
I'm sorry, I'm doing
What
it.
about the spirit of power
I
rankings?
was so moved by what they
Nobody
did.
respects the rules.
I was so moved by
I don't, and
by
I
what they
know.
did.
Yeah.
By what they did pre KD injury. And I look at that team and I'm like, hey, you guys are firing on all cylinders. And I see that. I see the way that Bradley Beal is playing this year. And I'm like, you know what? You guys legitimately have changed your style of play and are in a situation now where they can go toe to toe with the Warriors. They can go toe to toe with OKC. Like, I think that they are a legitimately good team in the Western Conference. And early on, they separated the whole West is so muddy.
Yeah.
The Suns had separated themselves prior to KD's injury. And if you want to say, hey, they're not able to withstand injury, so that's why you have to drop them, okay, fine. But we know that whenever they're healthy, they are one of the best teams in the conference. And I did want to give them credit for that.
This is the antithesis of what you've been beating me over
I
the
know.
head for the
Well,
entire podcast. This is
A little different, but yeah, he also just said fuck the rules because these guys are my favorites. So
I understand you're. I think what the issue is with this is that like, were you really down on the Phoenix Suns to start off the season in your season predictions?
I don't think I was as high as you guys were.
Yeah, and
but
you're making
also,
up ground.
I'll say this: the difference between me and you is I had proof of concept prior,
yeah,
and then I still ranked them off of that. Whereas the Pelicans have been hurt from the start of the season, the Sixers have been hurt since the start, and then you still ranked them.
Well, in this issue, or this instance, let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies. Now I have proof of concept of them being actually good.
I'm not hating on you for that.
Yeah,
I'm not saying anything.
This is 1 through 5.
Somebody's gonna say
like,
something.
I'll say a little something. What
That's
the
what I'm
fuck?
saying.
5? What the fuck?
Yeah, because they were solid when Ja was there, and then now that Ja's out, and they've been able to maintain at a solid level with what's his name, Scottie Pippen Jr.
Mm-hmm.
His son playing well. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been playing. This is the best version of Jaren Jackson Jr., most well-balanced version of Jaren Jackson Jr.
Who cares about rankings?
I've
That's not
ever
what power
seen.
rankings is about.
Vince Williams just got back
Maintain being good, not great. Why does I give them 5?
because they were solid when Ja was there. Ja's gonna be back, and Ja's out right now. Seeing Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bane, and all these other guys start to be healthy again, I see the vision, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be really good.
You should have put Orlando at 5. Just get.
But see, at least Orlando won 6 straight games. Memphis has been mid the whole time. They've been around 8 the whole time.
Not mid.
Even when Ja was hurt, they've been a little bit above 500, and they still are. Like, you're right. They've been consistent without him, which is very encouraging. Like, I think
That's
I'm
great.
high on them.
That right there last year, we all had a talking point talking about how the Memphis Grizzlies lost a lot of depth. Their superpower as a team outside of Ja Morant was how good they were able to be when Ja was not there. This is still here, and none of us expected that.
Correct, which is encouraging. If this is a ranking of like the best vibes and how encouraged I am by them long term, my optimism, very optimistic about the Memphis Grizzlies for the reasons you outlined. But in a power ranking, they haven't shown top 5 level with or without Ja. And I understand thinking they could get there because of what you've seen, but it's still just hoping they'll put it together. And if they haven't put together for a single second, I don't know what we're latching onto other than hope.
So you know who I am. I am Mr. I see the vision. I know who you are. And with that taken into concept, they are top 5.
With that being said, the Houston Rockets are currently 11-5, and they are fantastic. We mentioned a lot of teams having a soft schedule, and they're beating these bad teams, like the Lakers, who I call them fake demons because they're barely beating these good teams because they're really pulling together in clutch. The Rockets are beating the ever-living shit with baseball bats out of these bad teams. They have like 6 20-point wins this far this season because their defense is absolutely ridiculous.
They beat the Bulls by like 36.
They're beating the hell out of everybody because they have the 3rd defensive rating in the league and 11th in offense. But if you go to clean the glass, which filters out garbage time, they're 9th in offense. One of the very few teams in the league who's top 10 in both. They just have the superpower of having their 2 best defenders coming off the bench in Tari Eason and Amen Thompson. And it's insane. In those minutes when those 2 guys are playing, they have a plus 13 net rating. It's the most dominant bench duo in the NBA.
Yeah.
They come in and they wreck shit. It's crazy. And this team is, you know what they are right now? They're what the Memphis Grizzlies were a few years ago when they were the 2 seed. When their offense wasn't elite. You know, I said they're 9th, which is pretty good, but it's not elite. But they do all the gritty, hard work stuff that gives them an edge up that allows them to win games despite not necessarily shooting well. Because you look at the clean the glass page, every single spot on the court is blue. They don't shoot above average at the rim. They don't shoot above average from mid-range. And they damn sure don't shoot above average from 3-point range. But it doesn't matter because they're the best offensive rebounding team in the NBA. They're 7th in transition points. They get out and run off of their great defense, which is always a combination you like to see. They're 2nd in 3-point volume allowed. You know how I mentioned that the Boston Celtics are starting this new meta of taking a lot of threes and not allowing your other team to? They don't got the talent to take a lot of threes themselves. But, listen, where did Joe Mazzulla come from? Ime Udoka's coaching tree. He is also taking that approach defensively. They're 2nd bottom in 3-point volume allowed. They are not letting you take threes at the rim. Shots at the 3 at all. And that's why they're a top tier defense, because you have insane athletes that come in and hound you, and they say you're not taking threes. You better attack Sengun all day. You better try and get to the rim and finish over them. We're not going to make it easy. We have big forwards who are going to make it hard to get there in the first place. And it's a truly winning formula that has been not only successful, dominant.
Imagine if these dudes had some shooters, man.
Yeah, imagine if Jalen Green can shoot 40% from 3.
Imagine if Jabari Smith could be competent. Oh my goodness.
And number 1 in putback points too.
He's been better as of late.
He can't shoot.
Competent as of late.
He can't shoot.
Yes, a few games he's been figuring it out a little bit.
On
Been average. in the whole season.
They
I
haven't-
don't think he should start. Also, as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you guys think is Boston Celtics net rating right now?
But plus 15.
That's ridiculous. Come on, nobody's ever done that.
I say 12.
9.8.
Okay.
11.7 is the leader in the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay.
So 9.8 for the Boston Celtics. The Rockets are at 8.5. They are so good right now. And again, do I think they'll be this great all year? Maybe not. Maybe they'll fall a little bit and be closer to 8 or 9 as the sample size grows. But if we're expecting this 15-game sample size, they are beyond legit.
I think they are. We've known this. They had a hot start at the start of last year.
Yeah, they were up
And-
here this side too last year.
Yeah, and I think you had them at like 6 or 5.
Yeah,
last year.
I remember them and the Mavs were like 5 and 6. And we
Yeah.
were like, all right.
Yeah, and we saw them last year, and it was like, okay, this is real. It's the same thing this year. Like they've been with Ime for what? This is 2 years under Ime now.
This is the second season.
That's fine.
I think this is way more sustainable though.
I think so too.
But it wasn't last year though. Like none of us really believed it last year. We were all like,
Yeah.
it was just this mean,
Yeah.
pointing to the right. But this is real. Like their defense is legit, and Sengun's gotten better. Amen Thompson's gotten better. Tari Easton's been amazing. Like they have the offensive players that I don't think it's crazy if they stayed like the 13th, 12th offense all year.
Yeah. I think out of all you guys, I was probably the lowest on the Houston Rockets. And in my season predictions, if I'm able to remember correctly, I had them in play-in range or maybe even like missing the plan. Not 100% sure, but I know for a fact I was lowest on them for, obvious offensive reasons. And I thought like, yeah, this team's gonna have to make a trade in order to like make real noise in the Western Conference. And apparently not. They have found, their hierarchy. Jalen Green, even though he's like inconsistent, that's good enough for them to go ahead and still beat the living shit out of the team. So I mean, shout out to them doing what they're supposed to do, and also like staying in it with even like the actual good competitive teams in the NBA right now.
I know what it is. I'm not super tied to wins and losses for this, but in the top 5, you better be winning some goddamn games. Like if we're giving you a top 5 in a power ranking, you better be winning your games.
Yeah.
Like I can't put Memphis at 9 and 7 in the top 5. I can envision them maybe getting to there by game 42 or whatever, but Phoenix, you lost 5 in a row. Like top 5 should be upper echelon. You look at the teams they're right next to, like how can you put them within one spot of the Warriors? Like
That's fair. Also,
Framework.
for the record, you had Houston at 11.
Yeah.
I had them at 10.
I felt
So
like-
you didn't have them that much higher. You like it wasn't that much worse?
Yeah.
Are you talking about for the season predictions?
Yeah, I had them at 10 or 9.
Let me see.
One of those. I think 10 actually.
Yeah, I just wasn't.
I gotta circle through.
I just knew some team was gonna disappoint.
Yeah.
I was right. Some team disappoint. I was wrong. I thought it was gonna be the Houston Rockets.
So 11, 10, 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought they'd be playing range, and I was very confident in that. Like I put them 10, but I was like, somebody's gonna get hurt. They're gonna be in the plane for sure. But I didn't think they'd be top 5.
They're legit, and I'm very happy to see it. And the fact that like how high can we go with this? Like,
Are you gonna be a Houston Rockets fan now too?
I mean, no.
I love the Rockets this year. Like I'm not a fan, but that's one of my teams that I'm really watching and rooting for.
I am a supporter of both Thompson brothers, so I will be rooting like for it. But I've never been a.
You know what's funny? I love him, man. I feel nothing for Sorry.
Dude, he has blood clots. He hasn't been playing.
I know, but like as like a fandom wise, like I love him, man. He's like one of my favorite young players. I'm so apathetic to Asar. I don't dislike him or anything, but like you said, you love both Thompson brothers. I don't think about Asar. I forget he exists, and it's probably because he hasn't been playing. He's been hurt for a while. But yeah, I don't know why.
That's crazy because I died for Asar. So like
You won't die for a man?
Nah. No, look, Asar's my guy. I love watching Asar defend.
I would rob
and
Banks
like,
for him, man.
what?
I would rob Banks for him, man.
Nice.
I'll go to federal prison for him, man.
Bro, the start of last season when Asar was just locking everybody up, and he's like at the top of the league in rebounds and everything. It was like Jokic, Asar, and somebody else. Like he was out here. Like I'm so ready to see what he looks like whenever he comes back. So,
Okay.
but yeah, that's cool though.
And that's the first power rankings of the season. There we are. As always, we are not on the same page whatsoever, but that's how we do it.
It's okay.
This is what makes CD3, man. Let's do it.
We'll be back to do this again at the halfway point of the season and then before the playoffs start. So maybe we'll talk about it throughout the year. This too. We'll like reference it. But yeah, man, that's the power rankings.
Cool. What does that mean?
It's TikTok time. Rejoice. This is our first time rejoicing here.
It
I
is.
got no damn crowns. Don't worry about it, y'all. We're gonna bring him back next
My
episode.
first time rejoicing here.
Yeah.
Christening the new place by rejoicing.
Rejoice! TikTok time. Let's do it.
Welcome back to TikTok time. For the first time in the new studio, we're here. If you're one of the people that click the video and you go straight to TikTok time, here we are. As you can see, this is a new TD3 studio. We're going to be here once a month for the next 5 months.
Couple months.
And then in April, we're going to be here full time. Every single show will be in person.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. And to begin TikTok time, we're going to start with what we started with last week. We graded the 15 Western Conference City jerseys last week. Honestly, not that bad. Today, we're going to grade the 15 Eastern Conference City jerseys. So by the time this episode is over, we'll have graded all 30. You'll be able to see them in a little tier list type thing. Yeah, man, let's just go straight into it.
Is the Eastern Conference as bad when it comes to jerseys as it is like as the actual records?
I hope not.
It's hard to be worse than they are in basketball.
Because these guys suck.
Yep.
West was on fire last week.
Yeah, well, the West ones are pretty good. Let's see if East can keep up with it. So you guys know how it works. We're going to grade it A through F. Real simple. First up, we have the New York Knicks with the Kith jersey for the second year in a row.
There is no collab better in the NBA than the New York Knicks and Kith.
It's
Everything that they put out is amazing. And this is no different. It's an A+. It's a beautiful jersey.
I'm a 25-year-old man that wears outfits like this. I am the target demographic for Kith. I'm going to love it. I'm going A.
You be at coffee shops. And they know. And they know that.
They know I love a silly little hat, a silly little jacket. I'm going A tier.
You weigh out coffee beans by the gram.
You're not wrong.
I know.
You're not wrong.
This is an A.
I think the white looks better than the blue did last year.
Was it blue or black?
It was blue. It was blue. Which is crazy because normally I like white jerseys. I think I like the blue better. Either way, they're both perfect.
Still hard.
They're both
It's
perfect.
fire. I like when city jerseys are just like a cooler version of a normal jersey, not necessarily something crazy and extravagant. This works.
I love it, bro.
Shout out Kith.
Shout out the Knicks. I love the branding. Next up, we got the Indiana Pacers with the second year of the graffiti shit.
Holy
trash. Somehow this is a little bit better.
I guess this is how I know I've aged out of a certain demographic.
Yeah.
I am Unk. 14-year-olds, teenagers love this jersey. As an adult man, I hate this, and I still hate it for the second year in a row.
The way that we just said that you're the target demographic, obviously you're not the...
No, I'm not.
You are not the audience for this.
I've never felt so old when I look at this jersey.
But I was thinking about this the other day, and maybe this is my, trying to be young. I was trying to, convert my mindset, be more open-minded. I was like, kids are going to look back at this, and they're going to be like, they're going to think about these jerseys the same way that we look at like those big like Hawks jerseys from the 90s and be like, oh, I miss when jerseys were colorful and had personality. Yeah. That's what this is. So from that perspective, okay, it's a B.
You got to do mental gymnastics to get to that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In 20 years, it'll be a B. Right now, this shit is a D. Get the fuck out of my face.
And from my personal likes and dislikes, I agree. This sucks. I hate this.
Okay, there we go. Put this in D.
Yeah, listen, it's not minimal. I'll give them that. A lot of jerseys these days are too minimalist. This is. If nothing, it's not maximalist. So good for them on trying.
Shout out to Indiana.
And listen, if the middle schoolers like it, good for them. Make them jerseys. I don't got to buy them all.
These guys are out here graffiti maxing. I hate it.
Graffiti maxing is crazy. But no, I'll give it a D. It's better than last year, which was an F. It's cool. I'm not going to hate looking at it. I'm used to it by now. But I will not be purchasing it. Next up, with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
These are so icy. These are so good.
They're tough. They're so good.
What the fuck? I was not ready for this.
I love it. I just love baby blue and white. It's hard to mess that up. It's a perfect color combination.
Listen, baby blue is my favorite color in the world. This is an A+.
A+.
Even past the baby blue, having the land, bro, I'd be ready to fight for that state of Ohio.
Yeah, the text looks nice. And they have the coloring book on the side. That works for me. The text, I love the little lines through it. The color scheme's perfect. Easy A.
They've been trying to sprinkle in the baby blue and like bring it back. You've had retros with the Cavs before. Are they going to go to this full time?
That'd be sick. A lot of teams are rocking baby blue or just blue in general.
Again, baby blue is the best color in the world.
Blue is such an amazing jersey color.
It's good.
Man, this is an A.
I like it.
This is one of the best jerseys that the NBA has to offer right now, period.
Yeah. The Cavs are on like 3 years in a row elite city jerseys. They know what they're doing.
Good for them.
It's the best thing Cleveland got going for them. Next up, the Orlando Magic. 2 years in a row with the fucking Dallas Cowboys jerseys.
Whoa. Y'all didn't like last year. I fuck with last year heavy, and I fuck with this one even more.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I don't dislike it. I just recognize that it is a Dallas Cowboys jersey. Like, I can't look past that.
Why do they keep doing this? Why do they keep making amazing jerseys? Why do they keep making great jerseys?
Oh,
I love this.
okay. Yeah.
I love this.
It's not bad at all. It just screams Cowboys. But you can like Cowboys jerseys.
100%.
They're not bad.
You can wear this with the jean shorts and it's gonna go hard.
And the Flint 13s.
Yes. You can wear this and say next year is our year.
It's
and
our
I
year,
believe
man.
it too.
Listen, hey, when Dak gets healthy, oh my God, we're gonna be good.
No, you striking some nerves.
We them boys, way.
Guess what, Cowboys fans? Y'all suck. I hate y'all. But
Whoa.
it's gonna be okay.
He looked
It's gonna
straight
be
to
okay.
the solo cam for that.
Yeah.
I hate the Cowboys more than anything in my heart.
Oh my God.
I had to get that off.
No, these are very solid.
These are some of the
But
best
these jerseys are amazing.
again
Shout out
that
to
the NBA has to offer.
I'll go B.
Wow. B?
Yeah, I mean they're cool. They're not. I don't think they're not as good as the Cavs jerseys. What are we talking about?
I think they're on par. These are looking the Cavs jerseys in the eye.
They-
Absolutely.
They are looking in my eye.
Okay.
Absolutely. I got to give
It's
it
an
an
A.
A.
It's an
All
A.
right, all right.
Wow.
I don't think it's a weak B, so that's fine. Similar enough. Next up, the Boston Celtics.
Finally, they have done something wrong. I hate the Celtics. They make every shot. They win every game. At least they look swaggerless while doing
Yeah,
it.
always.
Whoa, why you beating up on Sam Hauser? He ain't do nothing to you.
I didn't say nothing about Sam.
You said looking swaggerless.
Nah, Sam's
Jason
cool.
Tatum is also swaggerless. Let's make that clear.
my
Sam's
God.
cool. Sam's cool.
No, listen. We've said it several times over the years that these are some Nerf jerseys for different teams. I've never seen a more Nerf or nothing jersey than this fucking Celtics jersey. This Tron jersey, it's so... Yeah, it's like those Nerf footballs, the foam ones. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
So
Somehow-
boxy.
So high school.
Somehow, always had a piece missing.
Yeah, someone biting it right now. Just
Yeah, exactly. It's a dog chew toy.
Yeah, there's no creativity to this jersey whatsoever.
It literally looks like a high school jersey.
It's been
Yeah.
made on Canva. I can make this for you right now if you want.
It
Nah, I
wouldn't
don't
take
want
you
that.
long.
I want
It's a
that.
TD3 version.
This is the worst one in the Eastern Conference this year. This is an absolute F.
Yeah, this is nasty.
No sauce in sight.
I hate it.
F.
Sorry, Sam Hauser. You got to be the guy to take the fall for this. The Chicago Bulls.
This
joint- I
should
don't know why.
be better. It should be better, but it's not.
It's not trash. I don't know why, but
not
I see
good.
this and I'm like, oh my God, like this is giving me vibes of like a iPhone rose gold when it first came out when we were like high school or elementary school.
That font is so boring. I see this and I see nothing. There's no life to this, no character. There's nothing of redeeming qualities. It looks like a makeup line. Like, what is this blush color? It's so ugly.
Maybelline.
Yeah,
That's what it looks
actually,
like.
like-
Yeah.
You know what this looks like?
Maybelline vibes.
The Mavs did this like 3 years ago and it was,
I was thinking
ass.
the
Why
same
why
thing.
did they redo that? No one liked
Yes.
it. This is terrible.
Because the
Terrible?
Bulls do that every time. The Bulls see, oh, you didn't like it? Now we're going to do it. That's what they do.
That's what they did with Nikola Vucevic. That's what they did with Josh Giddey.
I mean, hey, they're respectable because they know who they are and they keep on running it.
I'm
down
getting
the roads.
it's a D.
Self-aware ass is still ass. I'm going D.
It's
At
a
least
D.
they own it. Really, I think this is a C. This is not terrible to me.
It's nothing. It's just nothing here.
It's not bad though.
This guy.
It's entirely forgettable, and it will go down in history as one of the city jerseys of all time.
Okay.
Next one, the Toronto Raptors.
This
You
the
put
best?
that if you put that baby dinosaur on the front of a jersey, it's gonna look good.
It's great. You know what it is? Playing into it and having Vince Carter be the dinosaur is a very bold move that could be really corny or it could be great. I think it's great. I think it works. They played with fire and they came out on top.
Again, this baby dinosaur has saved this franchise. The baby dinosaur and Kawhi Leonard supply all the aura for the Raptors
Facts.
for the last 25
That
years.
dinosaur, undefeated.
That
Never
dinosaur
lost.
Never
consistency
lost.
is the reason why they have some of the hardest jerseys that the NBA has to offer of all time, point blank, period. So it's like, I see this. Granted, immediate
Exactly.
You know what
Immediate.
jersey is real when he pulls out the point blank period. We're giving this an A.
A. Exactly.
Would you rather be the Celtics, win every game but look swaggerless,
Hell no.
or lose every game? But it doesn't matter because we look good doing it.
Look good, play good. Yeah, give me the Raptors jersey. I
Going
guess.
with the Raptors.
Yeah, another one today. Listen, we're getting a lot of good ones this year. We are never this positive in
No.
city jerseys for the
Okay.
third year we're doing it. We've never had a more good than bad city jersey batch. It's looking good so far. The Charlotte Hornets.
This is a city jersey. It's a C.
This is the same thing they did when they did CLT. They just put Charlotte
Just
this
remove
time.
the CLT.
It's exactly
Put it
the
in
same.
corner.
This looks like a normal jersey.
It's cool though. It's not bad.
Yeah,
a
it's
C.
fine. It's a normal jersey.
You
Yeah.
can't be putting CLT on the front of
Yeah.
the jersey.
Yeah, very dangerous.
Yeah.
But they realize their audience, like, guys, we
Mm-hmm.
have to be family friendly. We have a lot of kids showing up at our games. Put this in the corner.
Oh, no, wait. No, there's CLT at the bottom.
Oh, they snuck it in there. They love clit. We're going C.
Okay.
Got nasty.
The Philadelphia 76ers.
This is good.
This is dope. I just love rainbow. Anybody that incorporates like a multitude of colors like that, like what the Denver Nuggets have done for years, I'm gonna love it.
But it's it's blocky rainbow.
I love blockiness. That's cool. I like it.
I don't know
You're not
if
a
it
fan?
coincides with. I like
Why?
it, but I don't like the way they did it.
Why?
On the
It's
sides.
very.
I love
Why
it.
is
This
orange
is
there?
very cool
I love a good chunky
because
orange.
orange is part of the rainbow. What do you mean?
What do you have
orange
against
there?
orange?
Why
is
you got
green
me?
there?
Do you not know about Roy G. Biv?
Roy G. Biv is the homie, bro, but not in this case. He got me through some times, bro. What?
This looks to me like an A.
It's a solid B
I'm
to
going
me.
A. I'm going A.
I'm feeling mad optimistic today. I'm feeling A.
I'm going A. You're outvoted.
It's a B to me. It just doesn't feel cohesive. But it's not a bad jersey. Everything in the front is cool. As soon as you turn it to the side, I'm like,
That's the best part. This,
You like
Blues,
that.
this is a Blues Clues jersey in the best way possible.
You like that?
I like it.
childish.
I love it. Give me childish jerseys. I love a good childish jersey if it looks good. Actually,
Yeah,
I was calling the pace of childish.
Yeah, exactly. You
no,
gotta
I
be
love a
consistent.
childish jersey that looks like a '90s child, a vintage childish jersey. This modern childish jerseys look terrible.
This guy's just
That's a
nostalgic.
real unk right there.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Better aesthetics back then for jerseys. Okay, the Brooklyn Nets.
I'm so conflicted. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to believe.
This jersey is not made for me.
Hmm.
I know I didn't like these cause jerseys when they first started rolling them out over the past few years. They kind of won me over. I kind of like this.
It's not bad, but there's so much going on at once.
Kind of works for me. They got me. I hated it at first, and now I'm on board now. Give me this 8th grader jersey. I fuck with it.
You used a descriptor too early. This is a Blues Clues jersey.
And I like it. Blues Clues is a great TV program.
I can't get with
I
that.
learned a lot from Blues
It
Clues.
almost feels
I
like
can't
a
get with it.
throwback Blues Clues program, though. Like, if you're rocking this jersey, I fully expect you to have an afro, some sort of long hair, and like a boom box on your shoulder, too, as well.
Sounds like
that matches.
Sounds like exactly what they're going for. Sounds like Brooklyn.
And if that's what it is, this feels like a B.
I agree. It's a B. And I like the little cause eyes on the waistband. That looks cool.
I didn't even notice that.
You don't know your branding.
This is solid.
Yeah, it's a B. No, just
No.
okay.
No.
Well, we'll keep going. The Milwaukee Bucks.
Maybe Milwaukee needs to change their colors.
Yeah, they love blue in these city jerseys.
And every time they go to blue, it's hard.
Yeah.
I like this jersey a lot. This is very cool.
Is that line? Is that like the shape of the state?
I have no idea,
I have
but if
no-
that's the case,
Don't nobody know what Wisconsin is shaped like.
If it is, that's a cool concept. I've said it once and I've said it. I'll say it again. I love Milwaukee does blue. It
I
always
think it
works.
is. I think it is because if you see at the bottom, they have Wisconsin.
Yeah,
yeah. look
Okay,
at the
I think that
background,
is the
too.
state.
that's
I
a cool
agree.
concept. The cream and blue works every single time.
Is this cream or white? Looks like it's white.
It's
this
like an
time.
off white. It's like a creamy off white. I think
Hey.
that's what it usually is. I'm gonna go B plus.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna go A because we've seen better blue ones in the Bucks, but it's still a B plus.
I'll go B.
Okay,
Straight B. No,
Okay.
no plus. No additives.
No, okay. Mo,
I'll give this a B. I don't know if that's real cream. It looks more
who
white. to
cares?
me.
It might be white.
I am Captain Cream over here, so I care. All right, if they remain consistent, then I'm gonna be like, okay, cool. I have to have this. I have to have one of these jerseys in my hands in order to see.
Captain Cream.
Yeah.
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm Colonel Cumshot. We got heat culture.
I'm going home.
Hold on, it
We
looks like
got to be
someone's-
remote again. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Heat culture for the second year in a row.
They are stupid for running this back. I can't remember if it was like this on the first one. The fact that they distress culture
yeah, that,
made it seem like they work extra hard.
like they're in the literal the mud, bro.
I saw someone on Twitter say the culture's fading away. How poetic.
Yeah, they ran out of ink.
Look
It's
at that.
terrible.
This shit is ass. It was ass last year. The Reds a little bit better, so maybe it's like a
It
F
pops
plus
more.
instead of F. But
D
no for me,
minus.
dog.
D minus for me.
Yeah, bro. If I'm Robin Hood, bro, and I see this city jersey, I'm relinquishing my fucking sponsorship. Ew.
look how much is going on. There's
How
big
did they
ass
learn their
culture.
lesson?
Heat above culture is already stupid, and the 22 is so close to culture. There's 3 blocks of text that are so bunched up.
Break it
looks
down for me.
awful.
And then you have hella
Break it
space
down
right
for
there, bro. It's just nasty.
And then the 2 logos. There's just so many letters. It's horrendous.
Tell them they principles is off.
Awful.
Just F.
F.
Yeah, I take away the F plus. This is an F minus.
Mhm.
The Atlanta Hawks.
Mm.
Again, everybody loves baby blue this year.
How you feel?
Yeah. Last year I was not rocking with it at all, but this, even though like it's different, disrespects the city of Atlanta. This is representative of what Atlanta is about right now, bro. Young Thug, he just got out, bro. He will be proud of this jersey.
You're dedicating this one to Young Thug?
Yeah, absolutely. Bro. He is proud of this jersey. Listen, man.
Young Thug would never wear this jersey in his life.
What?
I bet Gucci Mane would.
He 100% would.
Oh yeah, he for sure would. He for sure would. This jersey's hard. This is an A.
It's like a B minus. It's cool. They've done way better this blue colorway before.
Their standards are too high.
Yeah, the big stripe, I like what they're going for. It's a little bit meh. It looks a little, I don't know, it looks real 60s.
The only thing that's like, I like the idea. I don't know if I like Hawks within that blue because it makes it feel like it's like almost a ribbon or so.
Yeah.
But I like it. It's cool.
Yeah, it looks like a sash, like his prom queen.
Yeah, I like it.
He's homecoming queen. It's okay though. Yeah, B minus.
If he's homecoming queen, he is my homecoming queen.
All right. Next one.
And then the Detroit Pistons.
Hard. This is a. Oh my! Why am I saying A all the time? Fuck! This is an A.
It's an A.
Yeah,
A.
It's good.
This is an A.
I'll go like it's a good B. It's a good jersey. The text is cool. I like the orange. I love when teams do random colors for the city jerseys. I fuck with it. It looks like Detroit. It looks like some like
they're consistent.
Auto industrial. It looks like a real car type of jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Detroit, we're back up.
American Muscle. I love it. Put this in A.
American Muscle.
Yeah.
This is a VA jersey.
I see Detroit on the up and up. Basketball is good. Jerseys are good. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out Detroit. B.
Meet you out here winning TikTok wars.
And last but not least, the Washington Wizards.
It's better than what they had last year.
So much better.
So much better because the colors are better. I can kind of get with this.
Yeah, I kind of like it now. Last year, it was the worst city jersey I've ever seen in my goddamn life because the colors were gross and the text is dumb. The text looks more appropriate with this color scheme. I don't even hate that part anymore.
If they can get like an actual like Wizard mascot on these days, I'm okay.
What does a wizard have to do with like the city of DC?
I guess because some wizards are medieval is the whole point.
I guess, and it's like a gothic-ish city or whatever. But
I don't love that it says the district. That part, I don't love that text, but it looks cool. It's a good font.
It wouldn't be bad if they just called it the district, but they're saying the District of Columbia. It's too formal.
Yeah, the of Columbia is implied. You don't got to say it.
the District of Columbia.
Don't insult my intelligence. I know of Columbia comes next.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's not terrible. Though.
And
It's
honestly, there's like an
solid
epidemic in city jerseys of too many letters on them. The Timberwolves one last year said Wolves. I didn't realize until after we did the video. This one says Minnesota. That's so many letters. And yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then Robin Hood, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 letters and 2 numbers.
Damn.
And then DMV on the shorts.
32 letters and 2 numbers and 2 logos.
That's too much.
Too much.
It's too much. So what? C plus?
I'll go C.
C's fine with me.
They're rising up from an F, so they're honestly most improved candidates.
Okay, I like that idea.
It's going exactly the way the Wizard season is going.
Exactly.
Until Kyle Kuzma
Jason.
came back.
RIP.
RIP. And that's the end of this. We've graded every single NBA City jersey for this season. What was the best one?
I like the Cavs a lot.
Cavs is great. Cavs is dope.
I think, yeah, it may be the Toronto Raptors just naturally,
Nah.
Knicks.
but the Knicks are hard too. They're top 10. So the Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't know what's the best. I don't know.
Okay. Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh yeah,
Memphis Grizzlies.
they had a
Roll
good
down
one. They had a good
yeah.
one.
Yeah. Next thing we're going to do. We're going to do something physical.
Okay.
For in person.
Don't touch me.
Let me grab this. Oh my God. I have this box here. And in it is a bunch of these cards. I'll pull one out that we're not going to use. As you guys see, we have faces on them. On these cards. I'll point to the audience over here. Put that in randomly. What we're going to do is, again, you've seen on TikTok a million times. You've seen growing up. Each of you are going to take one of these cards. There's tape on it. You're going to take it off. And you're going to stick it to your forehead. And we're all going to take turns trying to guess who is on our forehead. So you ask questions, try to get a hint. It's kind of like a 20 questions inversed. You got to figure out who you have on your head.
Okay.
And the person who has it on top has to try to guess it. Okay.
Yep. So close your eyes and pick one. Reach into it
First?
randomly. You close your eyes. Okay.
Wait, am I holding it the right way?
Yeah, whatever.
Put the tape on your forehead.
Yeah, I know, but it's like straight up.
Then you, Donovan, here you go. Make sure you close your eyes. Just reach in and grab it. Okay. And yeah, see that tape? Pull that tape off and stick it to your forehead.
Okay.
My eyes are closed.
Cool.
Got it. You pull this tape off. Put it on my hat.
This is hilarious.
Okay. So don't look at
The monitor.
Don't
I
look at the
know.
monitor.
Why
Don't
so-
look at the camera.
yeah. Someone unplug that bitch.
Yeah. So we all have our players on our heads. Look at the solo cam so you guys can see it. Everybody face your solo cam. Don't look at the monitor at the bottom. Okay, so we'll take turns. I'll go first. Then Mo will rotate around this way.
Okay.
Real simple. You guys know how it works. Let's see who can guess the player that's on their forehead. Is my player a guard?
No.
No.
Okay, big guy.
Okay. Is my player a guard?
No.
Ooh.
Is my player
A guard? No.
an all-star?
He has been. He has
yeah.
been.
Okay.
Will he be this year? I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is my player known for having a big personality?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I'll say so. Is my player currently playing right now?
Yes.
Let me see. I mean,
Like, is he in the NBA actively?
yes. He's an
Okay.
active player.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
He's not retired.
Is my player active?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so my player's a big personality. He's a big guy. Is my player what you would call funny?
You can be. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I would
can
say
be.
So.
Yeah,
Okay.
he can be.
Yeah. Is my player a role player?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
No, definitely not a
yeah,
role player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is my player? Did my player make the playoffs last year?
No.
No. Is my player an all-star?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Has my player averaged over 20 points per game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That resounding yeah. Okay.
And then
Or he's a bucket
yeah.
getter.
hmm Is my player a shooter?
He's grown.
he can shoot. I mean,
Yeah.
would I call him a
No one ever
would I call him a
categorized
real
him
life
as that?
ooter? No,
Yeah.
but he can shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is my player retired?
Yes.
Yeah.
Big personality, who's retired. Okay.
Okay. You're starting to grab onto something right now, and I don't like it.
This is
Okay.
gonna be a funny big man that's retired. This could be a lot of people.
Yeah. Why are big men funnier than small men? Noticing. Okay.
Shout out big men.
Is my player one of the best players in NBA history?
No.
A resounding fuck no.
Wow. So you can get buckets.
Okay. So my player has been an all-star. They did not make the playoffs last year. Does my player play in the Eastern Conference?
Yes.
Okay.
Did my player play in the 2000s?
No.
No.
Oh, so I got an old guy. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Is my player in the West?
Yes.
All right. So my guy's in the West, has been in Eastern Conference. Is my player a center?
No.
No.
You said no pretty fast. So
She's not a center. I knew
Yeah.
that. I knew it pretty
Okay,
fast.
okay,
okay. Not a center.
fair.
I was aware immediately.
Fair. I'll allow it.
Has my player worked in TV?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have a few options.
Yeah.
Oh, Shaq played in 2000s, not Shaq.
Okay.
Oh,
Was my player an all-star last year?
no. Had to think about it. No.
Yeah, I can't remember. Has my player ever won a championship?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so it's not Shaq because he played in 2000s. I said, is he funny? And you kind of hesitated, so I don't think it's Charles Barkley. Chris Webber played in 2000s. Is this the legend? Is this Bill Walton on my forehead?
Man. Yeah.
Let's go. You said I had big personality. You immediately were like, hell yeah. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was either Shaq or Bill Walton.
Damn, rip the goat. Okay.
I forgot he
should
died.
Should we still go?
No, we'll restart. So
All right. I wonder who it is.
Wait. Take a guess. Take a guess.
Take a guess. Is my player Devin Booker?
No.
he is not.
Is my player James Harden?
Fuck no.
Okay. Oh, Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll do one more go through. You guys are doing great competitive guesses. You guys are trying so hard. Loosen up. Here you go. Okay. These are so funny, man. Random. Trying to take this tape off blind. Like, I feel like I look ridiculous.
These players look so small on Mo's forehead.
What a jab. And your fucking head is gone.
What a jab.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go first. Is my player currently playing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Is my player currently?
No.
No. He's been retired as fuck.
No.
He's been retired as fuck. Okay.
Is
Make sure
my,
y'all face the camera so I can see it.
is my player current?
Nope.
Nope.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Is my player going to be an all-star this year?
No.
No.
No, he's not going to be an all-star this year. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Has my player made an all-star game before?
Yes.
He did?
I think so.
No, he made like one or two. Yeah.
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 Oh, shit.
Is my player a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
He is.
Okay.
Capital H.
Capital
Okay.
H.
Capital H.
Okay.
Saying too much.
The best of the best.
Okay.
I'm just talking. Is my player a role player?
No.
No.
He's not going to be an all-star, but he's not a role player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy must be fucking hurt. Okay.
Okay. Is my player a big man?
Nah.
No.
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 Not in
Okay.
traditional sense.
No.
No. Okay.
Did my player play? Actually, has my player won a championship?
No, he has not.
Hall of Famer, no chip.
Shit. Okay, we got to get this right. My guy, he's not going to be an all-star, but he's also not a role player. That screams to me that he's injured. He's not going to be an all-star. Crap. He's currently playing. Is he in the West?
No.
No.
God.
Okay.
I feel like Donovan's going to get it. No.
Is my player Chauncey Billups?
No,
No.
it is not Chauncey
Damn.
Billups.
Did my player play against Michael Jordan?
He did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, my player's in the
Okay,
East.
okay.
He's not going to be an all-star. He's not a role player. Is he washed? I don't know. Is this Jimmy Butler? Ah!
He's cheating, I swear.
How can I cheat?
We know why. No way. Damn. Okay.
Nah, he's cheating.
Okay.
He's cheating.
Yeah, he's cheating. There's no way.
Take your guess.
Yeah.
How would I possibly cheat?
Okay. Finish this off.
Hey,
Is my player a wing?
yes.
He's a
Yeah.
he's a wing.
Yeah, he
okay.
is. Is this Charles Barkley?
That's Charles
Yes.
Barkley. You should have guessed that. How did you
Damn.
not guess that?
I just had to
Yeah.
make sure.
Damn. Okay. My last guess is this player. Oh, he made an all-star team, right?
Yep.
One or two. Fuck. He's not a wing. He's not a big. That means that he's a guard. Damn near retired. No, he is retired.
I'm gonna give you one hint.
Yeah.
Go think outside the box. Like it's not gonna be your like traditional guy who you think.
Huh. Okay, not my traditional guy. Huh. All-star, not my traditional guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I almost want to say someone from the 90s. But I guess I'm not going that far.
It's not that far back.
Yeah.
That's the last hint I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna need you to take a guess.
Shit, bro. I don't know. I give
All right,
up.
hold on. Last hint.
You want me to get it so bad?
I'm gonna say one word, and if you don't get it,
Okay.
I'm ashamed of you. Demon.
Ooh,
That's a good word. That's a good hint.
Demon.
Yes.
demon.
That could mean a lot of things.
Relentless.
Demon.
Demon. That could mean a lot of things.
Then take your pick.
I know. Say a name.
Fuck, bro. Who is this? T-Mac?
No.
Hell nah.
Look.
Opposite of T-Mac.
He made it also. Yeah, in the Indiana days, right?
You know what's funny? You know why I got Jimmy Butler?
What?
Look behind you.
Oh my
I
god.
got it because that picture.
We told you he was cheating.
Yeah, there's a picture of Jimmy Butler behind you that just spurred in my brain.
Guy's a cheater.
I can't blame my surroundings. I don't know. Like,
Ron Artest, I would have never got this.
yeah, you never got that.
Yeah. Who the hell
Alright.
thinks about Ron Artest?
That's fun. Let's move on to the next thing. Oh, shit. Okay. Next thing we're going to do. I'm going to show you guys an NBA player. And you just leave that there. And I'm going to show you what their 2K24 rating was. And you have to guess what their rating is in the new game, 2K25.
Okay.
So how their rating changed from last year.
Okay, got you.
So real simple. Did they get better? Did they get worse? Did they stay the same? I don't know. First name, we got Klay Thompson.
He definitely took a drop. I don't know if 2K still respected him. I'm gonna say 81.
For
saying
audio
he's like
listeners,
a-
last year Klay Thompson was 85, which is still, that was glazing last year. That was already
Yeah.
kind of ridiculous.
I'm saying 81.
Yeah.
But if they
With how
take
he went out with the Warriors,
79.
making 0 shots, I don't think he's 79.
Why are
I
you
think
going
he's-
down? Who's telling you to go down?
I think he's like.
just me, I'm just trying to 8.
I'm gonna say 81. Yeah, 79 is the
But
same.
81.
Wow. He's 81 this year.
Okay. There we go.
I've never seen you guys both get it that accurate on the first try. That's crazy.
So locked in.
Okay, good start. Next name, Anthony Edwards.
They are
He's
glazing.
Over a 90. He's not 91.
He was an 88 last season.
He's like a 94.
I'm gonna say 93.
Oh, how are you guys being so accurate right now? He's a 94.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't even play 2K. Trust me.
I for sure don't play 2K.
Yeah. Keep me away from that game.
No, he's gotten a lot better. And he ended higher last year because they did in the playoffs. They fucking gas everybody that makes a deep run.
He's
But-
at like a 96 during the playoffs.
Yeah, but they don't count that on this. I was looking at their basically the end of the last regular season.
I miss back when 2K was like reserved with who they gave 92. Not to say that Anthony Edwards deserves it or not, but I'm just like, I remember they gave like 3, max 4 players in 90s back in the day.
Kyrie Irving was a 95 into last year's playoffs. So
That's
crazy.
nuts.
They are glazing. Okay. Buddy Hield. He was an 80 last season.
Wow.
Not much has changed.
First off, glazing, but he's been hooping this year.
I think I'm gonna say 83 or 84. I'm
I'm-
gonna say 84.
I was gonna say 84.
You guys have yet to get one wrong. What the fuck? He is an 84.
I don't even play 2K.
We watch these games. Like
Yeah.
we know how
You guys
people
have
are
never
playing.
been good at 2K ratings before. This is ridiculous.
Ronnie, I read your mind. I see you.
Okay. Karl Anthony Towns. He was an 85 last season.
Well, he's been dominating.
But
So-
yeah, he's dominating, but yeah, he didn't go out the bang necessarily last season. But he did upset the Denver Nuggets.
Mind you, he's already had multiple 40-point games this year. I want to say anywhere from 89 to 91. I'm gonna say 89.
Ooh, I'm gonna say 88.
He is an 89.
Ooh.
This is a historic run of TD3
Okay.
TikTok
Okay.
ratings. This is ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, he was an 89 basically his whole career, but last year with Rudy Gobert, he went down to 85 because he had a terrible season the year before. So now he's back to normal.
Okay.
Here we go.
Next up, Trae Young,
Ooh,
89 last season.
He's probably
80 what? 88.
probably. Yeah, he probably hasn't moved at all. The league hates him.
You don't understand. Trae Young hasn't changed whatsoever. He is still an 89.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
Same dude.
This man has been 89 for 4 straight seasons. Except for 1 year in 2K23, he finished at 90. Outside of that, straight 89 every year.
They are not watching.
2K sleep.
He is nothing if not
They,
consistent.
they say here. Here you go.
Next one. Paolo Banchero was an 84 last season.
With
He
the
might be
way
a
he's
90
with the way
or
he
something.
started the 50-point game, Paolo's a 91.
Ooh. I want to say he's a 90.
Again, correct. He is a 90.
Listen, hey,
We're on
we
it.
ain't miss.
We're on it today.
Yeah.
Batting
ain't
100%
miss.
today. Okay. Damian Lillard was a 94 last season.
This is hard.
He's not a 94.
He
at
can't
all.
be. He can't
He's
be.
lower.
Are we saying 89 for Dame? Or is that too low?
Then
Or would
he's
they
still
put him at like a
Dame.
91?
I think they'll put him at a 90 because he's still Dame.
He's got a lot of name value still.
Yeah.
I'll say 91.
Correct. He is a 91.
I was shaky on that. Okay. Okay.
This is ridiculous. Get one wrong.
okay. It's
Come
God.
on.
Anthony Davis was a
Ooh,
93
he's
last season.
96, 97.
yeah, I think he's a 96.
We'll go.
He's an MVP ladders, bro. Right now.
I kind of want to put him at a 97.
Okay, I'm gonna say 196.
All right, we'll go 96.
Donovan got one wrong. He's a 96.
Well,
I
hey,
just said
one of
we'll
us
go
are
with
right, so
96.
we go. Yeah, I said
Oh,
96,
shit.
so we good. You want us to be wrong?
We're
so
in lockstep.
bad.
We
I
got
thought you
it.
got it right.
Here we go.
Did y'all see my fucking notes? How are you getting all of these right? This is
No.
crazy.
Nah, bro.
Generational run. Last one but not least, Norm Powell was a 97 last year. I mean, Norm Powell was a 79 last year.
I just realized he looks like 21 Savage.
It's just a scar.
yeah.
All right, what are we going? 85?
He's shooting out of his goddamn mind.
85 or 86.
I'll go 85.
I'm gonna go 86. He's been hooping.
Finally, y'all got one wrong. You
87.
overestimated.
Fuck!
He's an 84.
What?
86 is crazy. Who do you think he is?
Normal fucking Powell, the PG. What the hell, man?
84 is perfectly accurate. That's a
Okay.
good rating.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Finally, the last one I got you. All I need to do is pick a role player.
Norman Powell, role player.
That's
What?
good.
You
Yeah.
watch your mouth. Come on to the MIP right there.
The next thing we're going to do, a tier list, T3 staple. Today we're going to do a tier list of all of Steph Curry's teammates. Throughout the years, his most iconic teammates, good, bad, in between. We're going to put them all in a tier list just based on the quality and how much they contributed to our glorious light-skinned GOAT legacy.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me.
Let's go.
Does that sound good to you?
Sounds great.
Awesome. Swell. First off, let's start simple. Draymond Green.
S tier. S tier.
No
It's
explanation
just-
needed?
No,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
explanation.
It's Dre, bro.
That is his ride or die.
Yep. There's never been a teammate in NBA history that is so perfect for his co-star than Draymond and Steph Curry. They are the opposite of each other in all the best ways.
100%.
Well, you can't have one without the other.
They're
I
yin and
agree.
yang, fire and ice.
Yeah.
Literally.
Likable, unlikable, defense, offense,
Light skin, dark skin, everything.
Yeah.
violent, passive. I couldn't make that joke, but glad you could.
And that's why we're a team.
There you go. Yin and yang. Andrew Wiggins.
He won a championship with him.
He did. And he
did.
was second best player on the championship team. All-star in that season.
However, he's had a couple years now.
He just let him down.
But he's back this year. He's had
Alright.
2 good years, 2 bad years. I don't know.
I think he might be a B. He can't be a
I'll
C
say
'cause he won a
B
ring with him, and he
because
did this year.
there's a lot of guys on here that had a lot of time with Steph, and it's 4 years, and when half of your time has been bad, I can't put you in A.
Mhm.
So I will put Andrew Wiggins in B tier.
Okay.
He might be able to move up though. He might
Yeah.
be.
Okay. That's fair. Next up, Kevon Looney.
Listen, Luna's
He
been
might
here.
be A or S. Bro.
Luna's been
He might
here.
be
You
S,
want to talk
bro.
about ride or dies for Steph
Yeah.
Curry. Looney has been by his side
We're putting
forever.
Kevon Looney in A tier.
Through multiple eras. He was there for a chip. He was there for rebuilding. He was there for another chip. He was there for rebuilding again. Now he's here for another rise.
Now,
thick and
He's
thin.
started. He's come off the bench. He's played every single role. He has done everything the Warriors have asked him to.
Yeah.
We have to put him in A
In
tier.
terms of talent, he might be D or F. But in terms of resilience and being good at what you are good at, which is being big, setting screens, defending in the perimeter, he's S to
You didn't
me.
need to say that, but yep. Yeah, because listen, some people are on here are going to be really high because they're really talented. Some people are just great Steph Curry teammates. They define Steph's legacy by his side. We can put Looney in A just for everything he's done for the team.
I don't
Really?
know.
I'll put him in S.
Calm down.
No.
Calm
He
down.
can't be
What?
S. He can't
Relax.
be S. He can't be S.
Wow.
You got to be really good to be in
y'all
S tier.
don't. Y'all don't. Wow, y'all
You
don't
need
appreciate Looney.
talent. You need talent and contribution to be in
He's
S.
talented at being
You
consistent.
just said okay. Stop.
Okay,
He's
calm down.
good.
Anyways, next guy.
Speaking of S, Klay Thompson.
S tier.
S for
Yep.
sure.
Right side by side with Draymond. They're
Splash brother.
all. Yep. Oh,
I-
That's
Iconic.
natural. Yeah, he's S. No
Yeah.
need to talk about it.
yeah, he's exact same level as Draymond. Those 3 players just define the whole franchise.
I agree. Cemented.
RIP. Next up, Gary Payton II.
Huh.
Listen, GP. He was a part of a championship run. However,
He's not as talented as
Yeah.
Andrew Wiggins.
he's not.
He's been in and out of that roster too consistently.
Feels like C. I
Yeah.
kind of want to give him points though because being Steph Curry's teammate like defines his career. Like he was bouncing around the league and then he got to Steph Curry and you're like, oh, he's just a perfect fit for this guy. He has a role in this league now. Like
Shout out Steve Kerr.
exactly. Shout out Steve Kerr. Shout out Steph Curry. They gave him the perfect environment for him to have a thriving career.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I just don't think that he could be as high as Andrew Wiggins.
No, he's
Yeah,
C. He's C of S.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go C. Oh, move that taskbar out of the way. Okay, Monte Ellis.
Monte Ellis is D.
D.
They were trying to run Steph out of town for Monte Ellis.
It's like Monte Ellis is a very good player, not a very notable Steph Curry teammate. And this isn't a tier list how good he is. It's how good he is as a Steph Curry
Yeah, he
teammate.
was
Exactly.
detrimental to Steph's career for sure.
It was one or the other, and they picked Steph, and that was that. They also didn't play. I don't know if they played as many games because Steph was going through a lot of
Yeah.
injuries at the time. So
Again, nothing to do with his skill. Shout out Monte Ellis. He was a bucket, but not a defining part of Steph Curry's career by any means.
certified.
Where do we go with David Lee?
So interesting. He did not see any highs because he was the button was
Replaced.
stopping them from
Yeah.
being good.
You know what's funny?
But he wasn't trash.
Ironically, the dynasty started after him.
Yeah.
To quote Draymond Green.
It did. So we
Literally,
have
like,
to go D.
They benched him, started Draymond, and the dynasty began.
We have to go D.
But he's David Lee. He's awesome.
I
You
understand.
said David
but
Lee
he-
like he's an all-star. He was good.
he
Wait,
was.
an
He
was an
all-star.
all-star.
He was.
Damn.
But you're right. It's a Steph Curry teammates tier list, and the dynasty literally started after him. Festus Ezeli.
C. Just I think he's perfect C alongside some like GP2.
Sure.
He was great at
I
what
guess.
he did.
I
You want to
guess.
put what you mean? I guess he was there for the first run.
I just remember. I remember Festus Ezeli being out. I can't remember if he was out or if he just wasn't productive for the second one. But he did get a ring. So let's put Festus in C.
Okay. Yeah, if you get a ring, I guess you automatically get C.
Yeah. It's hilarious how Looney say.
Luna's like that. Don't ever disrespect.
Loon dog.
James Wiseman.
F.
All right, man.
Yeah, nah.
I'm sorry. I can't.
Has
Yeah,
nothing
I-
to do with him. No, he did win a championship. Does not matter.
Don't care. Not.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, it's not his fault, but picking him was the single biggest detriment to Steph Curry's legacy possible. Because if they would have nailed that pick, God knows what kind of run they would have made after 2022. So Gotta be F tier.
Wasn't his fault. The one thing the Warriors needed for years was an athletic big man who can just run and jump. And that is what James Wiseman was and couldn't be.
I mean, it was his fault, but it's not his fault they picked him too high. He should have never been the number 2 pick. He was never that good.
Yeah.
All I need you to do is run and jump.
It's tough scene. Tough scene.
Run and jump.
Not even that good at that. Damn.
I don't need you to get 20.
He's hurt now.
Shout out to Achilles. Oh, what do we put Festus?
No shout outs.
Oh, I put Harrison Barnes in there instead of Festus. Oops.
I mean, we put Harrison Barnes in C2.
Harrison Barnes.
C.
See, yeah. He costed him.
He
finals.
cost them a championship.
Yeah.
Damn.
He did also help, but he wasn't the main reason why.
He can't be side by side with Andrew Wiggins?
No. He's worse
No,
than
Andrew Wiggins was the second best player on the championship team.
Yeah.
Harrison Barnes, I understand Steph didn't play well. Harrison Barnes is out here going 2 for 16 in elimination games. Harrison Barnes had a terrible last 3 games. If he just hits one more shot a game, maybe they go back to back, and maybe they complete the greatest season of all time. Harrison Barnes, that was the beginning of his scamming career. I'm putting him in C.
All right, Harrison Barnes, you're going to see. Oh, maybe
Nah, that's too high. Drop it.
Sean Livingston.
A alongside Looney. He's one of the greatest role players that the Warriors have had through the Steph era.
Sean Livingston has the most aura points in the world. We act like he was there for 10 years through thick and thin. He had like 3 good years of the Warriors that I love. Sean Livingston was dope. But
he wouldn't miss a mid-range shot, bro.
whenever we talk about most unstoppable moves, everyone's like, where is Sean Livingston's midi? Like he's Kevin Durant.
Because he can get to it at any point. He's 6'9", can shoot over everybody.
No slander. Shout out Sean Livingston.
Yes.
I don't know if we need to go A.
I think he's
I think
he's that like monumental in terms of role players for the Warriors for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he's so switchable too on defense. Could scheme him out. He could play without Steph Curry.
Shout out Sean Livingston's aura.
Yeah, and
Andrew Bogut
for life. He's even in the front office these days.
Andrew Bogut.
See, Bogut got a title.
He got to be A too, I think.
Dude,
he wasn't, but Bogut wasn't there for that long.
It doesn't matter. Bogut was so pivotal to the success of the Warriors dynasty because he showed that you can do illegal screens every single play, and the refs will not call it if Steph Curry's on the other side.
I put him in A tier.
And Draymond Green saw that and never stopped doing it for 10 years.
Put him in A tier.
Bro, the slight passing chops that he had, he was a solid rim protector. Of course, the screens. Oh my God, I can't put enough value in those things. He's A.
There we go. Shout out Andrew Bogut. Andre Iguodala.
S tier. S tier.
He did win a Finals MVP.
There is no.
Come on now.
Listen, there is nobody. Yes, he did win that Finals MVP.
But he's not the core. He can't be S.
He damn near is the core.
He is S tier. Since the day Andre Iguodala stole Finals MVP, he has defended Steph Curry's legacy with his life. He will go in front of any microphone, in front of anybody, and tell them that Steph Curry is the greatest player to ever grace the earth. He loves Steph Curry. I'm putting him in S tier. Ride or die,
we're going to S tier. In the same way that the dynasty started after David Lee, it started because they got Iggy. Iggy was the glue that made them go from good, interesting young team.
He was a part of the starting 5 closing night. The death lineup. He was one of those guys. So
he made them go from young, interesting team ready to make the leap to holy shit, they're the 1 seed. Like, he was so important for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jonathan Kuminga.
C. Could potentially be D.
He hasn't taken the leap yet. Like, he's having a solid year being a 6th man for them, attacking the rim, but hasn't really taken the leap that people want him to be.
I'll go D.
I mean, he's not even...
Maybe F.
Harrison Barnes was a starter on a championship team. We can't put Jonathan Kuminga in the same tier as him.
Yeah, that's why he should be D.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, come bucket. And last but not least, Kevin Durant.
No discussion. S tier.
Yeah, he won all the finals.
What did I just say? No discussion.
I'm sorry, bro. Nightmares.
Damn. Andrew Wiggins in a tier of his own in B.
Feels about right.
Yeah, maybe Bogut. Honestly, Bogut and Livingston should probably be in B too.
Don't disrespect
What about Looney? Why is Looney in A then alone? That's
because he's a loon dog.
Bro, Bogut just definitely deserves to be A, and if we're gonna move anybody to B, it should be Looney. It's just like, who was better actually, Looney or Bogut?
Actually,
Bogut's an all-star.
Actually,
well, like peak Warriors.
Maybe Livingston and Bogut should move down. Loon probably should be in the tier of his own.
Why?
Because he was there for multiple eras and multiple championships.
He wasn't touching the court though, like during the early eras.
We're moving him down. Nah. Loon Dog is in his own tier.
Yes.
And then B tier, we got Wiggins, Livingston, and Bogut.
I actually feel better about this.
Looney, I can't hate on it.
Loon Dog.
I can't hate on it.
And that's the end of this tier list.
Good.
Next thing we're going to do,
It's perfect.
we're going to do a little game where I'm going to name 2 NBA players, and I want you guys to tell me who would win one-on-one. And then the winner of that is, I have a list of like 10, and the winner's going to keep advancing. It's going to be like a chain game of one-on-ones. You've seen it all over TikTok.
It's king of the court, basically.
Yeah. Let's play one-on-one king of the court. There you go.
Cool.
I didn't think about saying it that way, but that's perfect. Okay. So, 1v1 king of the court. First off, Steph Curry versus Jerry West.
Steph Curry.
I'm
sorry, Jerry.
Rip the late and great Jerry West, but God, he's not touching Steph Curry.
One-on-one.
I understand
Steph
Jerry West
got
is
him.
bigger.
Yes. Well, no. I mean,
Not hardly. I mean, he's probably a little stockier, but he's not
Yeah,
taller.
he's bigger.
but like Steph's handle is one of the more underrated ones in NBA history.
Yeah.
And he can get Jerry.
One behind the back, Jerry's gonna be clueless.
Jerry's never defended that deep past the 3-point line before. That was after his time.
Yeah.
That might give him some problems.
I'm going with Steph.
Steph's giving him work.
Yep. Okay. Steph Curry versus prime Chris Paul. Chris Paul's gonna throw those fucking elbows. He's gonna get in his chest.
Okay.
Yeah, he's looking at him defensively too.
Two things matter. One, who's getting ball first, and 2, is Chris Paul gonna try and post up Steph Curry?
The winner gets ball first, so
He
Steph gets
definitely
ball
is
first.
going to.
Okay, Steph gets ball.
He's definitely
Prime Chris Paul though.
It's tough.
He was fast. He was quick.
Prime Chris Paul can get him.
Yeah, I know.
We're going Steph Curry. We gotta go Steph Curry. It's close.
Slow
It's
your
close.
roll. Slow your roll.
Dude, 2022 Steph Curry, when he was strong, finishing down low, but still fast, still had the shooting at the same level. 2022 Steph Curry is winning.
But in a one-on-one scenario,
2022 Steph Curry is winning.
I'm talking about.
I don't know.
That's the best 1v1 Steph Curry.
I don't know. That's hard. We'll go Steph. We'll go Steph.
It is close though. Steph Curry versus Magic Johnson.
Magic got him.
He's 6'9".
He's not.
It's one-on-one. Sorry, it's not like
Yeah.
one-on. He can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
He's 6'9" and all up on you.
Magic. Steph, I'm sorry. We're going Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson versus Jason Kidd.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah, it's Magic Johnson. For
Hey,
sure.
Jason Kidd's defense is.
I'm not sleeping on that. It's still
height.
Magic Johnson though.
Yeah, it's a height difference.
He's
Yeah,
si-
but
he's
Magic
6'9". He can get him.
And Jason Kidd doesn't really have the offense for 1v1 by any
Yeah,
means.
what's he gonna do? Blow past by him, shoot for 40? Can't do that.
Okay. Magic Johnson versus Damian Lillard.
It's Magic Johnson.
If Magic gets ball first,
If Magic
he's
beats
winning.
Steph, he certainly
yeah,
beats Damian Lillard.
exactly. I don't even need to think about who gets the ball first. If he can put it on Curry, he can definitely whoop.
If Magic's putting it on Curry?
You know what I mean? Come on now.
All right, man. Magic versus Russell Westbrook.
Ooh, Russ's. When it comes to one-on-one,
Magic Johnson.
hold on. Russ is a different type of one-on-one player. He's gonna be super physical.
He's
He can
very
get
strong.
up and
He's very
grab the
strong.
rebounds, too.
He's very strong.
Magic
He's gonna
Johnson.
be up on him defensively,
If Magic can beat Steph, he can beat Westbrook.
but it's for different reasons.
Yeah.
Like Dame and Curry are like same type of point guards. Russ thrives
I'm
off
not.
of
I'm not sure.
contact.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
Russ
I think
thrives. He's
if
so
we're going
physical and
prime,
he's dumbass strong,
we're going
too.
prime Russell Westbrook. He's athletic enough to keep up with Magic.
Yeah,
We're going Russ?
I might
It doesn't matter.
This feels
go
sacrilegious.
with Russ.
All right. Russell Westbrook versus Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie.
Or Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Whooping his ass.
Yeah, it don't matter.
That's why I was like, move on. Kyrie's next.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving versus Luka Doncic.
Kyrie.
Oh, slow the fuck down. Versus Luka Doncic?
We
Luka's
just said,
not
we,
playing no damn defense.
we just
for sure.
said Kyrie gets ball first. He's cooking him.
Yeah. Yeah, Luka's playing no defense too.
One-on-one.
Zero.
No, Luka's one-on-one defense isn't terrible. He's not playing no help defense.
He's
Kyrie's
not.
one-on-one
He's
defense
not
is
guarding
better.
Kyrie
Yeah.
one on one
He's 6'8".
and getting dusted.
Yeah. Got cement for feet.
I think. All right. I don't agree with that one, but okay. Kyrie Irving versus Isaiah Thomas.
Kyrie.
Kyrie. Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
Last but not least,
It's Kyrie's
Kyrie
legacy.
Irving versus James Harden.
Kyrie.
Versus James Harden?
I don't think you understand what we're talking about. Here.
You're not taking the time to think about it. It's James Harden. It's
'Cause I
the,
don't- 'cause I
it's
don't
the best
have to.
offensive guard of all time.
Whoever
Not
is
really.
getting ball first in that matchup is winning, and
Kyrie
Kyrie
gets
is
it
getting
first.
ball first.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
I'm confident with Kyrie. I'm confident with Kyrie.
There you go. Kyrie Irving, you win the King of the Court match. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
This is his legacy.
Damn. I wonder if Steph should have beat Magic Johnson. Did we fumble there?
In a one-on-one, no.
Okay. What do I got left? We did that. One more thing.
Okay.
Before we get out of here, I'm going to name an NBA player, and I want you to describe them in one word.
Okay.
So obviously you can expound after that, but not the first comes to your mind. You can think about it because we've done first word to come to mind before.
Yeah.
But like one word to describe this NBA player in the most accurate way possible.
Okay.
First off, LaMelo Ball.
Childish.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. I would say
yeah.
shifty.
I was gonna say unserious.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm with you with childish. The only way you can describe him in his media antics, his style of play, his personality, his way he spends money, the way he does his personal life, it's all
Bro,
unserious.
how he drives. We can go on for
It's
days,
all unserious.
bro. Yeah.
Top to bottom, unserious.
Yeah.
Sounds like we hating.
No, for better or worse, him
Yeah.
being so good is because he's unserious and he'll play loose, but nevertheless he's unserious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell
Underrated.
Killer.
outmeted Shea.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's the only reason why we put D-Mix. Y'all don't understand. He's been saying that for days now.
We outmeted Shea.
This is why
I gotta
I'm not
I gotta
moving to
text
Chicago.
Bro, I got a text the other day of just we outmeted Shay. And I was like, what?
We did.
And I was like, what? and then he texted it again. He's like, we outmeted Shay. What do you mean?
Period. Like I had it with a dot. Like so you see, it's the end of the sentence. We outmeted Shea.
I need to cut off your Wi-Fi and force you outside. Oh my god.
Michael Jordan.
Gambler.
Goat.
Bald.
Bald for
Shiny.
sure.
I say just demented.
I'll
Kid
say
Demented to get one.
cigars,
Rude.
yellow eyes.
Yeah.
That's the two
That's
words.
2 words.
Oh yeah.
Those eyes are yellow though. Tyler Hero.
White.
Yeah, I don't even think of a word. I just think of like the phrase, dude.
Yeah. Dude, surfs up.
Yeah, just dude. He's a total dude.
Sniper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we can go sniper. I'm not mad at
I
that.
prefer white.
Yes. White.
Paul Pierce.
Shut. Paul Pierce.
We've
Why?
just why?
Yeah. Why? Everything that he does, good or bad, hit the game winner on the Hawks back in 2014, 2015. Why?
I say
Seeing what he did on
annoying.
ESPN, seeing what he did on Instagram Live, just why?
I say annoying.
Yeah.
There's takes that he's had that have been annoying. There's moments that he's had on the court where it's also been annoying.
Yeah.
Annoying's a good one because it's not even like an insult. Like part of what made him good on the
Yeah.
court is he was annoying as hell, and like that tone was brought by the 08 Celtics.
Exactly.
He really got under people's skins.
Yeah.
I hate that he's good.
He's very good. Draymond Green.
Ooh.
Defense.
Aggressive.
Aggressive is the best way to phrase it. To be basketball related and non-basketball related.
Yeah,
Aggressive
just
is good.
aggressive.
It makes him great, and it's made him pay some prices.
Yeah.
For better or worse, he is aggressive.
He's not Draymond Green if he's passive.
Couldn't be.
True. He
The
couldn't
day
do
Draymond
that.
Green stops being aggressive, he needs to retire.
Exactly.
I'm sending help, bro.
yeah.
Something's wrong.
If you're friends with Draymond Green, you see him being passive, ask him what's wrong. Something's not okay at home.
Yeah.
Dalton Connect.
Ooter.
What?
Real life Ooter.
What's that?
Ooter.
Ooter.
I'm missing out on something right now.
Don't know. He's not a Ooter.
He's not a
He's
Ooter.
not a
Oh,
Ooter.
like a shooter.
He'll never be an Ooter.
Not
Okay.
a Ooter.
Lonzo Ball.
ZO2s.
Ooh.
I just think it's ZO2s.
Baller.
Rapper.
As in big baller.
Oh.
Big
Not a,
baller.
not a little one.
Big baller brand. Never lost.
Never lost. Okay. Damn, my phone keeps locking. Austin Reeves.
White.
I guess country.
Yeah, country. Every time I think about him, I think of that nickname, Hillbilly Kobe.
Yeah.
So country's perfect.
Sneaky.
Sneaky what?
Sneaky athletic.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? Plays the game the right way.
Yeah.
Bronny James.
Ah, don't set him up.
Laker.
Face.
There we go. Laker.
Yeah.
Phase is perfect. Anthony Davis.
Brow.
Dominant.
Underrated.
Still.
He's like getting recognition for the first time in like 6 years. Like I feel like people think he was asked for those few years and he was injured a lot. Like I feel like his legacy will be remembered. Like I feel people won't realize how good he was.
It's definitely on. It's on the up and up.
Yeah. Finally. But I feel like history is gonna remember him in a damn people these days don't know how good he was type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, when the lights were on him at the highest moments, he was always hurt outside of 2022.
And it's like that when you're a second option too at your peak. Like you're not going to be remembered as fondly as someone who's a first option. Jaime Jaquez.
I'm so racist. You know what I'm gonna say, but I can't say it.
Mexican.
Yeah.
He's old.
Old?
He's just old.
Long.
Everybody has been talking, especially with like Connect this week. Everyone's like, "This is where you draft older prospects. They're better." And it's like
stupid narrative.
And it's like, yeah, he can score 11 points in year 1. He's also going to score 11 points in year 2 and 3 and 4. And it's like,
never less, but he's not Mexican King. He's the only one I've seen in the NBA in my fandom.
Dunk. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to
the
him.
dunk contest.
Latino King.
we're hyphenating that.
Yeah. Giannis. Brolic.
Long.
Fake.
Fake? What the fuck? What do you mean?
What's fake about Giannis? You want to say that to his face?
We can bring Giannis in.
Nah, you tripping.
Nah,
He's right there down the street.
He's not.
Me in Chicago right now.
Giannis, you're fake. Looking at the ceiling.
Freak.
Just Brolic.
That's the best word.
Yeah.
He is a freak.
He is. Yeah, you're right. The branding, Nike, you snap. You get the perfect branding because that's how you can describe him forever.
On the court and also off the court.
Correct.
He's consistent.
Yep. Goes both ways. Chet Holmgren.
What's the word for Chet?
Abraham.
I was gonna say Abe. Yeah.
Okay.
Versatile.
I think OD.
Hank Pools.
Versatile's good. Is unicorn. I think Chet's
He really
like,
is a unicorn.
Chet's an actual like unicorn.
No, I'll say helpful. He's just going to forever just be a very helpful player on any team he's at. Like, everybody's life gets easier with Chet Holmgren's presence.
Yeah.
I agree.
Just a swell guy.
Chet, I like that.
Looks out for his teammates. Jared McCain.
Smiley.
Happy. He's
Dancer.
the happiest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Dancer.
Just, what's the word? It's like fucking positive energy. Just
Joy.
sunshine. He is a pocket full of sunshine. That's all he is. Everywhere he goes.
Him and Tyrese Maxey
And they're on the same team. Double sunshine.
never had a bad day.
Oh.
Exactly.
How could you have a bad day?
They just be having smiling contests. see who breaks first.
Smiling contest.
Going sunshine for sunshine. It's
Yeah.
crazy. And that's the last one.
That's great, yo.
And that's the end of this episode. If people are still here, what should they comment?
Ooter.
Real life Ooter.
Ew.
And on that note, we'll see y'all next week. We'll be back here next month around the same time, every 4 episodes. And by the time the playoff comes, we'll be here every single week in person for y'all. It's going to be a great new era of the show.
We can't wait. We know you can't wait. He can't wait. We're so back.
Nice. You want to jump on your lap or something? What was that?
Yeah, I'm excited.
You didn't know what to do with your hands?
Yeah.
I will see y'all next week.
I don't know how to act.